What is going on, Headliner Nation? It is week 4, a crazy week. I mean, the week started off fairly normal, and now it has gone to, oh, holy crap, in about the span of, I don't know what, Kyle, what do you think about it? The last 12, 24 hours? Things getting a little bit weird in fantasy football land and NFL world, but we got the Headliners Club in the house tonight. We already got 350 people watching. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to get in here because we have a lot to talk about here tonight. Kyle, you ready for another live stream?
Oh,
Well, are you like whispering or what's going on? I can't hear a word you're saying.
oh, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, did I accidentally hit the mute button?
You must have muted yourself.
Did I guess I didn't mute myself before the show started.
Oh, well, you were super quiet then before it started, but I mean, we're right around the corner here. We got a lot of people with a lot of questions and a lot of names, Kyle. A lot of fantasy football relevant names that we're really unsure about this week, not just with injuries, but with games being played as well. And we're going to start off right off the bat to make sure everybody has the information. Obviously, by now, hopefully you know, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, not happening this week. If you have anybody in your lineup still from the Steelers or the Titans, get them out immediately. Next up, the New England, Kansas City game. That's the biggest question for a lot of people. As of right now, sounds like it's planned to happen on Monday. There's a chance that it gets pushed till Tuesday. There's also a chance that it gets postponed till later in the year also. That's going to be one of those games with so many fantasy relevant players that we're kind of just going to have to hold off and wait on, Kyle, because it's a little bit iffy. It's a little bit scary to try to depend on those guys here this week.
Yeah, so here's the biggest issue you run into, okay? Let's say tomorrow afternoon, one test. It can just be one more test comes back positive. Game's canceled this week. And if you decide, sorry, let me move my phone.
Let me silence your vibrator over there. What's going on?
So let's say it doesn't even have to be. Let's say a test even comes back Monday morning. Yep. What if it comes back Monday morning and all of your people have played already? Me personally, it absolutely sucks. But my lineups that have either a Patriot or a Chief in it will not have a Patriot or a Chief in it unless I hear something from the NFL stating this game is happening no matter what. If I don't get that, I'm not doing it. I can't. And it sucks for Mahomes. It sucks for Hill. It sucks for Kelsey. It sucks for barely anybody over on the Patriots outside of maybe Edelman. But, I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen this week. And I would much rather just take a swing at it. Now, if your team doesn't have enough spots to add somebody, if you don't have enough depth, if you're already missing somebody, if you have injuries, don't go dropping any of these guys. Take the L this week if you have to, if that's the case. But, keep them in your lineup then and just be like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, because like you said, I'd rather take the L, which sucks because I never want to do that. I'm not going to drop one of those big name guys that you mentioned, though, just to pick up somebody for a 1-week Band-Aid. We kind of knew stuff like this was possible during the year, right? In the offseason, we said, hey, there's a chance this could happen. Make sure that your rosters are bigger. You have more IR spots, all for this exact reason right here. It is not ideal. It's very hard to try to figure out, but this is what it is for right now. Everybody needs to stay positive. Everybody needs to, be thankful that, hey, it is what it is, but we're going to try to make our way through it the best that we possibly can and score as many points as we still can, regardless of everything that's happening right now inside the NFL. Also have a lot of injuries, Kyle, and we're going to get into some questions here in a few minutes. Just a quick rundown, though. DeAndre Hopkins, he's trolling people on Twitter, debating whether he's going to play or not. That alone right there, plus some of the reports coming out, sounds like DeAndre Hopkins should be good to go. Chris Carson looks like he'll be in the lineup. He may be somewhat limited. Maybe we see a little bit more Carlos Hyde. We are worried about Joe Mixon slightly and Terry McLaurin this week. Same with Julio Jones. Devontae Adams being a Monday night game, a game time decision on Monday night. Nobody likes to see that kind of stuff, especially with all the other things we got going on. But those are some names you really need to pay attention to here in the next 12 hours or so.
So I need to clarify something real quick because people in the chat are like, dude, I'm 0-3. I can't take a loss. If you're 0-3, obviously, no, you can't take a loss. But if you're 3-0, 2-1, you don't have room to pick anybody up, you have some injuries. First off, any of you playing in leagues should have had this worked out already. And it's not necessarily your fault. Your commissioner should have given you extra IR spots, extra bench spots, all of those things for this year. If for some reason your commissioner didn't do that, you got to find a new league. Okay. You got to play in a league that looks forward to these things and just doesn't jump into it. So am I saying take an L if you're 0-3? No. But at the same time, too, do you want to take an L when you have a 0 from CEH or Hill or Mahomes or Kelsey or Newton or whoever else? Well, Newton's not going to play no matter what, but from anybody else, that's the point here. That's the issue. Like I don't know what to tell you other than this one's really going to be on all of you and your comfort level this week. Me personally, I'm not going to start any Chiefs or Patriots. I just don't trust it. I don't trust the situation. I definitely think that this game is, in my personal opinion, will end up getting canceled because if one test were to come back, it's done at that point. All it takes is one person, and it might not happen and they might play. And if it does and you luck out, that's awesome. But at the same time too, you're going to have to do what you are most comfortable with. Unfortunately, this is not an area where Jake and I are going to be able to help you too much. We can give you all the answers that you want to, but it's going to be dependent upon how comfortable you are risking it if this thing is pushed all the way back to Tuesday.
Yep, absolutely. Just a lot more risk than usual. And I see some super chats coming in. We're going to get to every single one of those. Do not worry. We will not pass any of those by. We're also going to spend some time in the Headliners Club tonight, getting everybody there in the chat, as many as we possibly can, Kyle. But we're going to start off here. We'll start off with Ivan Flores. Ivan, see you out there. We appreciate the support. Says, hey, guys, I'm new this season to your channel. You guys are the best. Thanks for all your help. I need help for a wide receiver spot. He has Beasley, Bourne, or Cobb. And which tight end should he use, Sample or Gronk?
I've got Sample higher than Gronk this week.
Which is slightly crazy, but okay.
It is a little bit crazy. But
it is a little crazy. I mean, only because Chris Godwin being out, Gronk seeing a season high in targets last week, I think kind of helps the cause. I think he still is going to be touchdown dependent. But in the wasteland that is tight ends, you just never know. As for the wide receiver spot, Beasley, Bourne, or Cobb, I mean, right now I think Beasley may be the safest of all the options. But I don't dislike Cobb. We like what he did last week. Obviously, he showed that chemistry with Deshaun Watson. He's more involved in that offense. Will Fuller seems to be fully healthy. If he's ever fully healthy, I mean, it is Will Fuller. So fully healthy for Will Fuller is different than for every other athlete. But if it's me personally, I'm probably playing a little bit safer and going Beasley.
Yeah, Cobb's a little bit higher in terms of upside this week. But like you said, Beasley is safer, especially in a PPR league.
Yep, absolutely. Our boy Austin. What's going on, Austin Klein?
Austin.
Says, what's up, boys? Need 2 wide receivers and a flex. We got Robert Woods, Terry McLaurin, Devontae Parker, Keenan Allen, Devin Singletary, James White, and Todd Gurley. That's a lot of great options.
Parker's a must start for me this week.
I like Parker, and as of right now, I think Woods has to be one of the other 2 wide receivers.
Yep.
So Woods and Parker at wide receiver, and then for a flex, that leaves us McLaurin, Allen, Singletary, White, or Gurley. We already talked about we're probably not going to risk it personally with any Patriots, so it's not going to be James White. So that gives us Gurley, Allen, McLaurin, or Singletary. McLaurin dealing
Singletary.
with it. I think with Singletary, Zach Moss is back, but he's still dealing with turf toe, so he may not get a full workload. McLaurin being banged up, I think Singletary is the next safest bet.
Curtis Jones. He needs 1 running back in a full PPR. Monty, Eckler, Gibson, and White. Boy, give me some Eckler, Curtis.
Yeah, I cannot go past Eckler there, especially in a full PPR. Absolutely not. Love it with Justin Herbert under center.
D. Chark, Keelan Cole, Preston Williams, and then it just says Smith.
I don't know where you're at.
For Drew,
let me see.
JCA.
Drew. So we got Chark, Keenan Allen, Preston Williams.
No, it's Keelan. I think it's Keelan Cole.
Oh, Keelan Cole, Preston
and then
Smith.
Preston Williams, and then it just says Smith.
Traquan, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, probably Traquan Smith, and then Greg Ward or Marvin Jones in a PPR. I'm not going to sit DJ Chark. He was out last week, but he's the best wide receiver of that group.
Yep, I gotta agree. If you got him, you're going to start him. I mean, Greg Ward may see a lot of targets, but the ceiling is limited.
Trent Huff. Trent wants to know, if I can scroll back up here quick enough. What's up, guys? Full PPR at the tight end. Are we going Mo Cox, Mo Problems, or Evan Ingram? For me, I've got Mo Alley Cox just a little bit higher. Although Trey Burton has been reactivated.
Yeah.
and Jack Doyle is back.
Jack Mother Doyle.
Jack Mother and Doyle, my bad. So he's still a little bit higher for me just because of how well he's played the last couple of weeks, and all their pass catchers are hurt outside of T.Y. Hilton right now and Zach Pascal. So I've got Mo Cox, no problem, just a little bit higher than Ingram this week.
I just can't trust Evan Ingram like ever at this point. I mean, even when he should be seeing more volume, he's really not. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I haven't really been one to bet on the bandwagon, so give me Mo Cox.
Also in a full PPR at the flex, Mark Ingram, Justin Jefferson, James White, or MVS. This is going to come down to Jefferson and MVS for me, with MVS having a little bit more upside.
Yeah, with no Allen Lazard and Devontae Adams being banged up, we may see a little bit more MVS, and that's probably who I would go with here.
Mark Sung says, just wanted to show some support. I'm 3-0, but I lost Mahomes, Connor, CEH, Janu, and Butker. Wow. Also lost Godwin to injury. Got to take the L this week. Ouch. Mark.
I mean, hey, here's the thing, though.
See that, man.
You're probably going up against other people that have similar problems this week. So even though you may take a 0 in a couple spots, if you don't have that ability to make these drops to make it happen, you never know. I mean, technically, you could still pull it out. Weirder things have happened here in 2020.
Livingston Lynn, start 2. More Kenny G, OBJ, or Parker. Kenny G, 100%. And then I'm going to go Parker.
Yeah, I probably will too. Kenny G, I love it this week with the matchup. Going up against New Orleans, and New Orleans' top 2 corners not playing. Kenny G could have himself a monster of a game.
Marco Silva, Ayuk, or Greg Ward in a full PPR. Debo is going to be, it sounds like he's been moved back to the active roster, but I don't think they've said for sure if he's going to play this week yet or not.
It doesn't sound like anything's going to happen with him this week. I like how they're kind of using Ayuk in a way that they use Debo, which I do love. Yes. But I think if it's a full PPR, we need to chase targets a little bit more, and Greg Ward is going to get a lot bigger target share in Philadelphia because who else are they going to throw to that's not Zach Ertz or Miles Sanders out of the backfield?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is kind of a tough one. If Samuel ends up being out, I will go with Ayuk. If he doesn't, then I'll go with Ward.
Okay.
Jay Hawley 203, pick 2, Gallup, Anderson, and Gage in a PPR. Anderson and Gallup are both guys that I have as sits this week. Anderson probably has a better chance of going off than Gallup. So I would probably go with Anderson and Gage if Julio is out. If Julio's in, then I'll go Anderson and Gallup.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just question mark there about the entire offense, really, of the Atlanta Falcons this week with all the injuries they have to their pass catchers. The safest option is probably just going to go with Gallup and Anderson because you know they're healthy. You know they're going to be somewhat involved.
Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of people saying that Debo is playing. They haven't made the official announcement, right? They said that they activated him, but they have not said that he is for sure playing this week, right?
That's the last I heard, but I'm double checking right now.
Okay.
Let's see what it says. Let me see.
I'll answer another question here real quick from Sumo Ninja. What's going on, man? Full PPR need to Henderson, Davis, Mixon, and McKinnon. For me personally, it's going to be Henderson and Mixon. If Mixon is out, then I will do Davis over McKinnon just because don't know how those ribs are feeling for McKinnon this week. Could still be limited.
Yeah, it sounds like Debo will be active, but he will not have his normal role. He is not going to be a full workload for Debo Samuel, but he will be active and he could see a few snaps.
Okay. All right. So I had not seen that update as of yet today. I was with the fam all day, so give me a break, people. Give me a break.
That's right. Even with that being said, though, he's not getting a full workload. I still think Brandon Ayuk is safer in that offense, and plus we got George Kittle coming back.
Yes. Yep. TB, little heart emoji. Thank you. Half PPR, Preston Williams, Marvin Jones, or Gage. Preston Williams probably has a decent upside, but Marvin Jones, that's close because basically the Saints are missing everybody this week.
Yes, that's a problem for the Saints. Mm-hmm. Personally, I think I go with Marvin Jones this week. I think Marvin Jones not having a defense to worry about is going to be a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Marvin Jones really does better. Huh?
Maybe this is the week that he finally gets going.
And I mean, Marvin Jones does better when he's opposite of Kenny G. The bulk of the defensive attention is going towards Kenny G. Marvin Jones has that opportunity to see more one-on-one coverage.
Anthony Nelson throwing down a 2-bomb. Appreciate you, Anthony.
What's up,
Thank
Anthony?
you so much. Austin Klein, he's got another question for us. He says in another league, he needs 2 wide receivers and a flex. Galladay, yes. Woods, yes. Both of those guys for wide receiver. And then McLaurin, Singletary, Hines, White, and Mixon. Singletary's a little bit safer for me this week.
Yeah, I like Singletary still in a decent matchup. And like I said, not really worried about Zach Moss.
Wes Bearden. First time catching y'all live. You guys are awesome. Appreciate that, Wes.
What's up, Wes?
Glad you're able to catch us. Fitzmagic or Burrow at QB? Thanks again.
I like both this week, especially with some of the losses at the quarterback position. Right now, I have Burrow a couple spots higher, but it is super close. The only reason Burrow is higher, he's protecting the ball a little bit more, and Fitzpatrick can go Fitzmagic at any time and throw 3 interceptions. But, I mean, it's just, it's a great opportunity for both of them. I just got Burrow a couple spots higher.
I agree. Burrow is 1 spot higher for me.
Yep.
Doing the best I can. Dropping a 20 bomb. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for that donation. Really do appreciate it. Endless Basher, my wide receiver. Galladay, Woods, OBJ, and Fuller. Which 2 to start? Whew. Oh, baby. It's Galladay and Woods for me. You have some excellent choices there, but I'm going to go with those 2.
Yep, I agree. I'm going to say that it's a run-first team in Cleveland. OBJ's big days won't be as frequent.
My running back, DJ, is on the bench, which out of the leftover to put at flex. My running back, DJ, on bench, which out of the leftover to put on flex. That's reading weird to me. So I'm guessing he's saying DJ, Fuller, or OBJ at the flex.
That's how I'm reading it.
Okay.
And if that's the case, I'm still going with David Johnson.
Yes.
At the flex.
And then Ingram, Hurst, or Tanyan. I'm going to go with Hurst with those wide receivers being so banged up this week.
Yeah, there's limited options in Atlanta. Give me some Hayden Hurst.
Sumo Ninja says, offered to trade Slayton for Fuller, yes or no? Hashtag Filibertos.
Talking about Filibertos just like yesterday.
For me, I'll take Fuller's going to be a little bit more riskier than Slayton, but he has more upside, so I'll take Fuller.
Yeah, I think I'll go with. I mean, they're both kind of boom or bust on a weekly basis, right? So, give me Fuller, and hopefully he can stay healthy.
Melanator 420 flex Debo or Jimmy Graham in a standard non PPR.
Wow.
Is there nobody else? Is
Neither.
there anybody on your waiver wire that you can get? Is Preston Williams available on the waiver wire? Can you pick him up?
Or Greg Ward.
I don't like either of those options, to be honest with you. If you've got guys available on the flex that you can grab, like I said, like a Greg Ward, if you can grab him if he's out there, that would be perfect. I'm trying to think who else might be out there. Traquan Smith. I'd rather play Traquan Smith this week. If you can grab him, big upside against the Detroit Lions. Would you rather play Andy Isabella this week?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather take Isabella over either one of those as of right now.
Yeah.
But if those are your only 2 options, Melanator, I cross my fingers and I roll with Jimmy Graham and just hopefully he can find the end zone. Because like I said, Debo's going to play, but how much is he going to play? He may not see anywhere near a full workload. So I'll go with Jimmy Graham.
I'm already seeing the question fly in, Jake. Somebody said, who was it? Howard Speaks says, bring back Let It Flow. Howard, Let It Flow didn't go anywhere.
It didn't go anywhere. We do it every week.
Oh, yeah. But we've got 1,431 people watching. If you want us to let it flow, we need 900 likes.
Yep.
Do we make them do 1,000 this week? We did 800 2 weeks ago. We did 900 last week. Do we need 1,000 this week?
I mean, I don't know if they can hit 1,000 quick enough for us to have to do a Let It Flow.
Jake just called you out, Headliner Nation.
We'll have to wait and see.
The Headliners Club. Can you get us to 1,000 likes and we will let it flow, Headliner Club? Okay.
Yeah, because we get 1,000 every week. If we can get it quicker, we'll flow faster.
Oh,
something like that.
What?
Sounds
what?
weird.
Okay. Curtis Jones. And also keep in mind too, we're gonna let it flow. We are getting through all the super chats right now. Okay, so stick around. If you've sent a super chat, we're gonna get to it. Don't worry, we will not miss you. Curtis Jones, a full PPR wide receiver. Need two. Metcalf and Woods are right there, and Robinson. So Metcalf, Woods, Robinson are the only three that I'm considering there. Metcalf is 100% locked in stone. Woods is probably a little safer. A-Rob's probably got a little bit more upside. It kind of depends on what you need for your team. If you somebody just said we need a heavy flow.
That's right. It's all about the heavy flow.
Woods is probably a little bit safer. If you need to play it safe this week, I go with Woods. If you need that upside, go with Robinson.
Yeah, I personally, I'm going Metcalf and Woods in a full PPR, but I don't dislike Robinson. Just a tougher matchup going up against Indianapolis.
Gus A, should I start Gurley or Gaskin? That's Gurley for me.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are pumped up about Gaskin after last week, but if they don't have a lead, they're not running the ball 22 times. He's not getting 27 touches. So yeah, I'm still hedging a little bit towards Gurley. Gaskin may give you that safe floor, but the ceiling is going to be super limited.
And a lot of people are asking again, so I'm just going to reiterate. For everyone in the chat. We've already covered the New England Kansas City game and talked about that a little bit. So let me just say it one more time. Personally, we're not risking it with Kansas City and New England players. That's going to be completely your call. Jake and I are not going to be able to help you make that decision this week. Us personally, we're not going to risk potentially having Tuesday morning, Monday morning, all of a sudden a positive test come back and you've missed out on points this week. I would just try to play other guys. Now, if you don't have that option, if you don't have other guys available, if you can't pick people up, if you don't have enough bench spaces, then put them in, cross your fingers, and say a little prayer to the fantasy football gods, because that's the only way you'll get through this week anyway. So that's kind of our take on it right now.
Yep. Very well said, Kyle. Very well. That was a great reiteration of our previous conversation.
Yeah. I try my best. Remember, 1,000 likes and we let it flow. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Cuter, Quater. Qatar Lokes. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Are we going to go with DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown, or Jefferson in a PPR? Pick one. Moore just a little bit higher for me.
Yeah, I mean, we don't love DJ Moore, but this is one of those situations where I still think you got to throw him in there.
Mm-hmm. Raybot at the flex. Who should I start? James White, Brandon Cook, Sammy Watkins, Darius Slayton, Higgins, Miller, or Ward? Personally, Ward is probably going to see the most volume there.
Yep, I agree. He'll see the most volume, the biggest opportunity, maybe not the highest touchdown upside, but I think he's the safest option out of everything that you've listed.
Yep. Matt, yes, I'm starting to grow in the beard already.
It's getting there.
It's coming in. We're working on it now. Taylor's in the chat.
What's up, Taylor?
Is it? I thought Taylor was spending the week away.
Taylor was gone for a couple days. Taylor seems to be back now.
Oh, Taylor, are you back? I was going to say, are you watching us instead of spending time with that sweet wife of yours?
Yes. Okay. During your anniversary.
Shout
out to Taylor and his wife and their anniversary.
# happy couple.
That's right.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know. You've never.
Anyway, Taylor, love to see you as always. In gamer, Devonta Freeman, Marvin Jones, or Greg Ward for the flex full PPR. And should I start Jimmy Graham or wait it out for Kelsey? We've kind of already answered that one for you, in gamer. Would I rather have Kelsey? Yes, I would, but I also would rather not take a 0. So that's how comfortable you feel. We really cannot help you up with that one. Marvin Jones for me here and a full PPR for the upside.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. Greg Ward may be slightly safer. I think I lean towards Marvin Jones though in that game. Even though Greg Ward's not a bad option if you just want to, have no risk or little risk.
Yep, I've seen a couple of questions too about did we get your comment yet in the super chat? We're trying to get through all of them as quickly as possible. All right, so stay tuned. If you sent one and we haven't answered it yet, we will get there. Okay, it is coming up. Lean Fiend, Cooks or Gage as a desperation flex and a half PPR. If Julio's out, I'll go with Gage. Since this is a half PPR, Cooks might have a little bit more upside for me and a better matchup this week.
I'm just going to close my eyes Dislike my, and I'm just going to take Brandon Cooks and hope for a big play. I don't love it, but that's if I had to choose, that's where I go this week.
Noah Peros, looking forward to our COD matchup. Kyle, most dope. Yeah, we talked about it. A couple of people over on Discord. I forgot the name of it for a second. They want to run some games against your boy, and I was thinking about it, and I might challenge Headliner Nation to a little Call of Duty tournament.
I played Madden. I played Madden for the first time ever yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Yes, it was yesterday.
First time in forever I played Madden, and I still got it, Kyle. Like I still got it. It's like riding a bike. You just don't forget how to dominate.
You don't forget. So keep that in mind, Headline Nation. If you play some Call of Duty, thinking about putting something together against y'all.
Yeah.
Noah, looking forward to it as well. Thanks for dropping the 10 bomb there. Corvette Foster back in the chat. Hey guys, benching CEH. Need to pick his replacement. Malcolm Brown, Chase E, or Madison. Oh God.
Man, I'm personally going Chase Edmonds and crossing my fingers. I love the matchup for him going up against Carolina. It's a great opportunity for the running backs. If they can get a lead, maybe Edmonds gets a few more touches and finds the end zone.
Yeah. Jake Pastor. It says D Johnson. I'm going to assume David Johnson. DJ Moore or Daryl Henderson. Pick one. I like Henderson this week, but I'm not going to sit David Johnson for him.
Yeah, not if it. As long as that's David Johnson, yes, I'll go David Johnson. If it's any other D Johnson like Duke Johnson or Deontay Johnson, then I'm not taking them.
I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat that are wanting a Call of Duty tourney.
They don't want none, Kyle. They want none. I'm not in the tourney because I don't think I've played Call of Duty since I was like 20, which was 19 years ago.
You mean it was 5 years ago, Jake?
No, I'm old, Kyle.
You're like a crisp 25.
No, I'm not. Anyway, we'll put something
moving
together.
On. Bruin, what's going? Nope, I missed one. We'll get back to you in just a second, Bruin. Jose Villagrana. Should I trade Michael Gallup for Cooper Kupp? Mm-hmm. Yep, right now. Hit accept. Do that. Smash that button.
Absolutely. Like it.
Do it.
Just mash that button.
Get it. Bruin backhand. What's going on, Bruin? Bruin's always in the gaming chat hanging out. I appreciate it.
What's up, Bruin?
Bruin. Hey, K Rich. Jake FH fam. Clurb.
All up in the clurb.
The headliner's clurb. Injuries and COVID can eat a fat one. So would you guys go Mixon, Jefferson, or Chark and the flex of a PPR? If Mixon plays, I'm still okay going Mixon. But if you want some upside, I would go with Chark there since it's PPR. I'm good with that.
Yeah, because, with Mixon and the chest injury, sounds like he's probably going to play, but is it limited? You may find out late. I think Chark is probably the safer option.
The chat is throwing shade, man. I love it.
Who are they throwing shade at?
At me. They're like, you don't want none of this in Call of Duty. I love it. I'm going to have to put something together now.
You should do that. But they can't play against you if they're not even subscribed to the channel, Kyle.
Oh, so yeah. And we're thinking about doing that again tonight, but we'll talk about it later. We'll go over it later. Anyway, Jarrett Bell, Fuller, Boyd, or David Johnson. If I only have to pick one, it's still David Johnson, although Fuller has the most upside.
Agreed.
Keo Dahio. Yo, gents, your thoughts on breakout tight end Gabe? I don't even know if I want to say it because now that I see it, he got me.
Yeah.
Keo, you can't do that.
Yeah, you almost said it. I was trying to text you, Kyle, and be like, "Don't read it."
Good.
But you caught on to it. Kyle used to fall for these things very, very frequently. Kyle has since really honed in on it, and now he's focused. He's laser focused.
Oh, people want the shades too. They're asking where the shades are at this week. Jacob Watrobo. I own Higbee and Jonnu Smith. Would you drop Higbee to pick up Hawkinson? Probably not. I would still play Higbee this week. Yeah. Hawkinson's usage is going up, but it's still not where I want to see it.
Right. Agreed.
Jocko Usolito and a half PPR, one flex and one wide receiver. Ingram, Rojo, Gallup, Hollywood Gibson, DJ Chark. Who would you go with? Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you, Jocko. So for me, if I need to pick a flex and a wide receiver, Chark is going to be my wide receiver, and I would roll with Rojo in the flex this week.
I mean, I had Rojo as a sit this week, but that was prior to the Leonard Fournette news with Leonard Fournette being out. With Fournette out, I do expect Ronald Jones to get a lot more volume, and I have no issues saying okay to Rojo in a week like this because there's a lot of people not playing or questionable to play, so I don't mind Rojo this week.
Justin Burnett, flex PPR, David Montgomery, Jarvis Landry, or Russell Gage. I'm going to go with David Mont this week. Mont's got a good matchup. No Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, going up against the Colts, I don't love it, but I don't hate it because of the added volume. So I'll go with David Montgomery also.
Isaiah back in the chat. What's going on, Isaiah? Appreciate your support. Staying positive in this chat tonight, just not COVID positive. Love it. I need a wide receiver too. Keelan Cole, Brandon Cooks, Renfro, Ward, or Beasley, or Preston Williams in a PPR. I don't mind Renfro this week. That's a little risky for me, but because it's a PPR, it helps bring it a little bit closer. To me, Preston Williams has probably got a higher upside. Mm-hmm. If you want to be safe because John Brown is back, not going to really roll with Beasley when I could go with Ward or Renfro. It's between, at this point, Ward and Preston Williams for me. Preston Williams having a little bit more upside.
Yeah, Ward being a little bit safer. Not a whole lot of options for the Raiders. So Renfro is going to see targets, but we could also see a whole lot of Josh Jacobs and balls to the Waller. So I'm not going to guarantee Renfro sees huge target share. So personally, I probably lean towards Ward.
Yep. Just a reminder, everybody, we are getting through the super chats as quickly as we can. We have almost 1,600 people watching right now. Hit that like button. When we get to 1,000 likes, we are going to let it flow, switch over to the Headliner Club, and we're going to start answering your questions as quickly as we possibly can and get to as many as we can. So hit that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. We can let it flow. We're running through super chats right now as fast as we can, though. Rodrigo Flores, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Parker, Tyler Boyd, 2 wide receivers and 1 flex in a full PPR. For me, it's Evans, Kupp, and Parker.
Yes, agreed. I mean, those are great. I don't dislike Tyler Boyd at all. I just like Evans, Kupp, and Parker a little bit more for those 3 positions.
Gerard Delafera. I am 0-3 and down James Conner, Michael Thomas. My lineup is okay with both Cooper Kupp and Amari, and Lamar, Drake, Mixon, and A-Rob, Ingram. PPR. My only pivot for Mixon is Latavius. Do you have any ideas? I'm starting Mixon over Latavius Murray unless Mixon is out. If Mixon is out, then you can throw Murray in there and just keep your fingers crossed that maybe he gets a touchdown.
Yep, exactly.
Kyle's baked. Am I? I don't think so.
No.
I've never done drugs.
No.
Zach Peterson, need a flex. Hunt, Gage, or MVS? Going to roll with Hunt here.
Yep, I still think Hunt is the safer option. Despite the groin injury this week, he looks good to go and should be fine.
Terry, yes, the game has been postponed. It's going to take place either Monday night or Tuesday night if no further positive tests come back. Okay. That's what they're saying right now. Isaiah's got another question. I've got Singletary in the flex and Ward on my bench. Should I take out McLaurin and put Ward in, or Singletary out and Ward in? No. Singletary stays in this week no matter what. McLaurin only comes out for Ward if McLaurin is out.
Yes. Yeah, that's something we're really going to have to pay attention to. They're one of the early games, so that's good. Just make sure you're paying attention to the news right before kickoff, because there'll be one of the first Sunday day games to kick off.
Just a dude, man. Carr or Foles?
Well, Carr doesn't have a whole lot of people to throw to. Foles has a difficult matchup. This week I kind of just gamble a little bit and I go with Foles and cross my fingers, even though I don't love the matchup against Indianapolis.
Art Form 74, Hines or Freeman?
Both suck. Man, I don't like either one of them, to be honest. I think it's really up in the air what we see from Hines. Freeman, it is what it is, right? They struggle to run the ball in New York, whether it's Saquon Barkley or Devonta Freeman. If this is PPR, I go Hines. If it's anything else, I'll go Freeman and just cross my fingers.
I got to say it real quick. We're over 1,600 viewers right now, so really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Remember, hit that like button so we can start letting it flow at 1,000 likes. Oscar Koss, hey guys, hope all is well. Pick 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers. So for the 2 running backs, Jake, we've got Mixon, McKinnon, and Carson. That's Mixon and Carson for me.
Yes, Carson being somewhat limited, may not see a full workload, worries me a little bit, but as of right now, yes.
Mm-hmm. The problem is Mixon may also be limited. That's why I'm going with Carson at this point.
Yeah.
Robinson, Boyd, Galladay, or DJ Moore. That's going to be A-Rob and Galladay for me.
Agreed. Love those matchups.
Well, and for tight end, play Mo Cox, Mo Problems, or Jimmy Graham. I'm so happy that's stuck.
I'm kind of surprised it stuck. When I watched your video and you threw that out there, I was like, oh, dear God. Like, we have just lost a portion of Headliner Nation because you came up with Mo Cox, Mo Problems.
Oh, no, they love it.
People like it, I guess, and I'm going to stick with Mo Cox, Mo Problems this week.
Mo Cox. Isaac Junovich. Standard League pick 2, Justin Jefferson, Gallup, or DJ Moore. You guys are awesome. Much love. Love you too, Isaac. For me, DJ Moore for sure. Gallup probably has a little bit more upside, but he could also bust too. So the floor and ceiling of Justin Jefferson are like this. The floor and ceiling of Gallup are like this. So it depends on what you want in your lineup. Since it is standard, I'll go with Gallup and hopefully he scores a touchdown.
Yep, that's what we're hoping for there is that big play in that offense.
Corvette Foster 40, PPR Flex, need one. John Brown, T. Higgins, or Golden Tate.
These are some tough ones tonight, Kyle. These are some tough ones. If we got to do a full PPR and they only need one, I don't see
it with Brown and hopefully
he's
fully
I would say
healthy.
I don't think it's T. Higgins. I think he's more of a touchdown upside type of guy. I don't think he's going to see the volume enough for a full PPR. They're struggling to do anything right in New York, which leaves John Brown as the choice that I go for.
Tack Attack. Should I accept the trade Carson and Gallup for Mixon? I would keep Carson and Gallup right now.
Yeah, so would I.
I hate saying that, but Isaiah, another chat question for us. John Jacob, Jingleheimer Schmidt, or Galladay in the flex?
Wait a second.
It's Josh Jacobs.
Yes, but you have to have somebody that you can sit for Galladay as a wide receiver. Come on, Isaiah.
I think Isaiah's in like an 8-person league through work, like a fun league. This might be this league.
Okay, if that's the case, then you better have some stud wide receivers.
Him and I have talked about that league before, so I think that's it.
Okay.
I love Galladay's upside this week. He has Ridley too as his wide receiver too with the injury. Do you sit Ridley?
Yep.
Okay.
I sit Ridley for Galladay just because I know he's healthy.
And get Jacobs and Galladay into your matchup.
Yes.
Hugo, Santa Cruz, need help. Myles Gaskin or Mixon for my flex. If Mixon plays, it's still Mixon for me. If he doesn't, then go with Gaskin.
Yep, I agree. I mean, I know it's not ideal right now, but better days are going to happen at some point.
Mm-hmm. And for my wide receiver, Hollywood Brown or Preston Williams for my wide receiver too. I'll go with Hollywood Brown still this week.
Yeah, I mean, he's boom or bust every week, but at some point he's going to get that deep connection with Lamar Jackson. That would be my choice here.
Who did you refer to as the tax man last year?
I don't remember if it was Jeff Wilson Jr. or maybe the chat remembers, but
it was Jeff Wilson because Thomas Tripod says the tax man Jeff Wilson or Justin Jefferson. I couldn't remember if that's who it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jeff Wilson Jr. said it sounds like the guy that does my taxes. There was somebody else I said like that too, but yeah, he was one of them.
Justin Jefferson has more upside for me. I'll roll with Justin Jefferson.
Don't get too consumed with Jeff Wilson, everybody, because he had a great week last week, but it was saved by a couple of touchdowns. He only averaged 1.25 yards per carry, which is not good.
Mm-hmm. Adolfo Del Real, Henry or Hawkinson, Ridley a go. Ridley sounds like he's a go right now, correct? That's what Ethan said.
It can be up in the air. As of right now, Dr. Ethan Turner says he feels more comfortable with Ridley than Julio.
So Henry or Hawkinson for me, I've still got Henry a little bit higher this week. Henry's just getting so much volume. I can't sit him.
Yeah. There it is. Scott George also said it was Bob Foster was the other guy, but being that he's not relevant anymore.
That's right.
Bob Foster used to be the tax guy too, but he kind of got taken over by Jeff Wilson since there's no Bob Foster.
Luis Alcantar. Sup, guys? Good luck in your leagues with all that's going on. I need 2 guys, Ayuk, Montgomery, or Mixon. Montgomery for sure. Mixon if he plays. If not, then Ayuk.
It sounds perfect.
Eric Everett, trade Galladay for James. No. Nope. Do not trade Galladay. Don't do it. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
Don't do that.
Nope.
No.
Wait. Trade Galladay for James Robinson. I have Henry Mixon, OBJ. Robinson just sketches me out, and I like Galladay. So if you're getting Galladay for James Robinson, yes, 100%.
I want the Galladay side. I mean, it makes it sound like you're trading Galladay for Robinson. But if you're trading Robinson and getting Galladay, abso-freaking-lutely do that.
Whatever the trade is, Galladay is the guy that you want on your roster at the end of that deal.
Agreed.
Isaiah again. Boyd and Djax in my flex now. Djax is out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not playing.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson is out. Should I flex more or the golden glistering taint over either of them?
Yeah, get Djax out of there. Get Djax out. I go
Play
with more Djax. Yep.
Harold Sedano, MVS, McLaurin, or Jay Jefferson if Devontae is out. It's McLaurin for me, but if Devontae ends up going out and McLaurin is out, then it's MVS. Just wait, because then you'll know at that point whether or not Devontae's out. And really, MVS could have, he could be good enough even if Adams is in. So,
yep. Yeah, either way. I mean, it gives you kind of that safety there for Monday Night Football.
Yep. Wes Beard and half-point PPR, Cook or Kamara. You never sit Kamara.
Not right now, especially.
Nope.
Kamara could go ham again.
Platinum Gaming throwing out a donation. Thanks so much, Platinum. Should I start Tyreek? Kind of going back to that. If you want to risk it, go for it. Jake and I are not playing any Chiefs or Patriot player this week. It's just too risky.
Yeah. I mean, if it was like, say, hey, we're going to know by this tomorrow morning, then that's one thing. But we're not going to know. We may not know until, late Sunday, early Monday. So we're just going to try to avoid that if possible.
Isaiah said that Djax was supposed to be David Johnson, not Djax.
Okay. Let's see what were the other options, and I kind of forgot here.
Do we
Boyd
play
and David
I'm
Johnson?
Playing David
flex.
Johnson over DJ Moore.
Agreed. Yes, if it was David Johnson, I agree.
Ryan Redak. I'm going back to that enunciation that I had last week with Gobert.
Gobert. Godert.
2 trades. Gurley out, AJ Green in. Gurley out, CeeDee Lamb in. Thoughts? I don't mind it. You probably traded for upside more than safety. If you were deep at running back, it's all right. If that hurts your running back, then no.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that you're Gurley adverse at this point, that you are not a fan of Todd Gurley. But at the running back position, as thin as it's going to be this year between injuries and COVID issues, I can't get rid of a potential starting running back for an AJ Green who still hasn't really produced this year as of yet, and CeeDee Lamb who's going to be boom or bust in that offense. So Personally, I'm just holding on to Gurley.
Don't forget, hit the like button. We're at 773 likes. We need 1,000 to let it flow, and then we're going to hop into the Headliners Club, and we're going to start answering as many questions as we possibly can. We have almost 1,700 people in the stream right now. Yeah. Hit that like button for us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button as well, because you are not going to want to miss Let It Flow. MC63, I'm going to move a little bit quicker with these, Jake.
Let's go for it.
MC63, 2 flex spots, non-PPR. It's between Chris Carson, Russell Gage, and MVS. Thanks for the help.
Right now, I'm going with Chris Carson and MVS as of right now, the safer options of the 3.
Isaiah said, Kyle, it's a 6-team league. That's right. Starting Eckler, Miles Sanders, and Chubb with Jacobs, Drake, or David Johnson on the bench. Switch anybody.
Wow. No. Eckler, Sanders, and Chubb are starting are just peachy.
Nathan Toomey, Julio, McLaurin, Justin Jefferson, Sammy Watkins, need 2.
Wow. This really, really sucks, because you're not going to know about Julio possibly up until game time, and that's Monday Night Football. And Sammy, the same thing for the Chiefs. We just don't know if that's going to happen. The safest options you got are going to be Justin Jefferson and McLaurin, but McLaurin being questionable also. Personally, I would go Jefferson, McLaurin. If McLaurin is ruled out, you got to gamble with Julio.
VW Fan 32, trade Evans for Kittle and a full PPR. Already have Galladay, Woods, and Chark.
Then I really don't hate that. I mean, Now you're getting one of the best tight ends in football for your number 3 wide receiver. I don't hate it. I don't know if it really helps your overall roster a whole lot, but I like how it improves the position.
Lucas Endell, Singletary, Ridley, or Jacobs for my flex.
I'm not sitting Josh Jacobs. There's not enough weapons in Las Vegas right now. He should see a lot of touches.
Waller or Ertz at tight end. I've got Ertz a spot higher this week because of the mass amount of volume he's going to see.
Yeah, I mean, Waller's going to see that volume, though, too. I mean, they're both going to be good options, I think, this week. Ertz being slightly safer.
Cosmo 85, Ingram or Cobb at the flex.
Man. I don't trust the backfield of the Ravens. I don't. They use all 3 of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cobb is not a surefire bet either, but in my opinion right now, I'm going towards Cobb.
Jake WTW, trying to get my first one of the season, and I need a running back and a flex. Joe Mixon, Darrell Henderson, Kareem Hunt, and Will Fuller. 1 running back, 1 flex.
I got Henderson 1 spot higher than Kareem Hunt right now for the running back. But honestly, I think the 2 safest bets would go Henderson and then put Hunt at the flex and go with both of them.
90 or 89 likes away from letting it flow. Green Monster 20. If McLaurin and Ridley are out this week, who should I put in my 2 flex? Gaskin, Gibson, Preston Williams, Renfro, or Ayuk?
Man. Personally, I think if you want to play it as safe as you possibly can, you go Gaskin and Ayuk. If you want to play it safe, if you want to gamble a little bit more, then you go with Gibson and Ayuk. But it just depends if you want to play it safe or gamble a little bit.
Juan Milo Davila. Hey guys, full PPR. Jonathan Taylor or Kenyon Drake?
I like both this week. I got Drake 2 spots higher as of right now.
Also, I'm 3-0. Should I consider trading Josh Jacobs for McCaffrey?
No.
Because,
I mean, there's no guarantee McCaffrey comes back and is what he was before. I mean, that could take some time still. So keep the surefire guy that you got right now.
Sean Stillman. Hey, guys, 3-0 from your help. Appreciate it. Need 1 wide receiver. Anderson, Renfro, or Gage?
Anderson, Renfro, or Gage. I think Renfro may be the safer option, but if it's me, I probably gamble and go with Anderson.
Are we flexing Singletary over Gurley this week?
Yes, we are.
Isaiah coming back in again, losing the Pittsburgh D this week, and that's a big D. Should I grab Tampa, Indianapolis, or Arizona?
That's what she said. I'm gonna go ahead and grab. I'll grab Indianapolis going up against Chicago, and hopefully that stud defense right there can make Nick Foles, turn a ball over or 2.
George Moreno, start Wentz or Big D Nick in the Foles?
Wow. I still have Wentz a couple spots higher, but it's super close. It's just a tough matchup going up against the Colts for Foles, so I'm going to lean towards Wentz.
Peter De La Cruz in a full PPR, replace Cook with Tanya.
I think it's Tanya.
It's a tight end question.
Yes.
Gesicki is my tight end 1. Yes, do that.
Yep, agreed. I agree.
Mark Juarez, Ayuk, Landry, Chark, or Trey Smith in a PPR flex. That's Chark for me.
Yep, agreed.
Running back 2, Ingram, Bernard if Mixon is out, Jeff Wilson, or Carson. Just worried about the injury. I'm still going Carson there.
As of right now, so am I.
Rick S., please help. Pick 2, DJ Chark, Robbie Anderson, CeeDee Lamb, or Justin Jefferson in a half-point PPR. 1 is going to be Chark. Are we going Anderson, Lamb, or Jefferson for the other one?
I'll gamble a little bit, and I'll go towards CeeDee Lamb. I think the Cowboys need to come out and get into lead early so Cleveland can't run all game and keep the clock moving.
Eduardo Trujillo, in a standard league, pick 2 in the flex. Josh Kelly, John Brown, Cole Beasley, or Russell Gage.
Give me... Man, I can't go double Buffalo there. So I'm going to go Cole Beasley and Josh Kelly if you want to play it safe, Gage if you want to gamble.
Raw Teeb says standard scoring, LOL. Trade CEH, Thielen, and Marvin Jones for Julio Jones, McLaurin, and Montgomery. Already has Gurley, CEH, Robinson, Thielen, and Woods. Does he need a wide receiver?
No, I'm not trading away CEH.
I'm not doing that either.
I'm not doing it.
Nigel Ewing, Flex, Justin Jefferson, Debo, or AJ Green in a full PPR. I'm going to risk it with AJ Green there.
I that was my initial thought was AJ Green. I don't exactly love it, but we haven't seen back-to-back solid performances from Justin Jefferson. We've seen one huge week. I think Green may be slightly safer. The gamble would be Justin Jefferson if you want to take it.
Ooh, we're so close to letting it flow, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. We are going to be talking about it. Nope, hold on.
What are we holding?
We're going to be letting it flow soon. We will talk about New England and the Chiefs again, though, in just a minute. Sorry, I got caught up reading something in the chat and then mixed my words up. And my thing just scrolled all the way to the bottom. Who did we just answer?
Now we're going to Robert. It says, Robert, I'm in a 10-team PPR. Most of my wide receivers are injured. Sorry about that, Robert. Should I start McLaurin or Beasley, or should I pick up Brandon Cooks off waivers? It depends who you have to drop to pick up Cooks, but honestly, I'd probably go McLaurin if he's good to go, and being that he's one of the early games, if he's not, if he's ruled out before kickoff, then I go to Beasley. I'm starting a lot of Beasley this week, unfortunately, but in my own leagues, I'm doing the same thing.
I can't find where we were at.
Tristan Meza. Tristan Meza is
there
next. Need need one running back and a flex. Got Gaskin, Montgomery, Renfro, MVS, McKinnon, and Kupp. So one running back out of Gaskin, Montgomery. I'm still going to go David Montgomery right there over Myles Gaskin. And as a flex, we got Gaskin, Renfro, MVS, McKinnon, and Kupp. I'll go with Cooper Kupp as my
All
flex.
right, Jake, put your helmet on. Start getting it on. I'm going to read some more of the super chats here while you do that. The Recovery 716 with Cam out. I've got the Gesicki Fitzmagic connection. What are your projections for that pairing against the Seahawks? Love the show. Thanks, Recovery. I like it. I actually got a little bit of a Fitzmagic Gesicki stack going on with Parker and some DFS lineups this week, so I like it. Isaiah says, Kyle, missing John New this week and the waiver wire is thin. Hooper, Graham, Tanyan, Gronk, or more Cox, more baby making. Wow. Tanyan, I've actually bumped up quite a bit. Tanyan is higher than any of those guys right now. Gerard Delafera, did you all miss my $10 question? We haven't missed any questions at this point, so we would have gotten it, but I can't scroll back up at this point. Jake, we haven't missed a question, right?
No, you keep on going. I'll scroll back.
Okay. Big O, T.Y. Hilton, Bernard, or Hollywood Brown for my flex in a standard league. It's going to be Hollywood Brown for me. Xavier Pert, 2-part question. If Kenyon Drake flops this week, would you trade Drake and Hockenson for DK Metcalf? Yes, I would actually make that trade right now if you're pretty strong at running back. Should I start Stafford or Goff this week? I've bumped Stafford up above Goff now that basically everybody's missing in New Orleans. Bernardo Rivera, Robbie Anderson, or Joshua Kelly? I'll go Robbie Anderson there for upside. Kelly didn't do a whole lot last week. Isaiah flexing big time. Got Djax and McKinnon starting. Isaiah, did you mess up again? Is that supposed to be David Johnson?
Probably.
Should I put in Hunt, Cole, Hollywood, Cooks, or Hyde and Sneak? Oh, I like that one.
Hide and sneak.
Hide and sneak.
He's out there. He's out there, baking some pizza rolls, coming up with all kinds of ideas.
He is. So if you did, Djax is out. So if you mint David Johnson, leave David Johnson in there. I would set McKinnon though for Hunt.
Yep. And to go back to the previous question, Gerard De La Fera, we got your question. That's where you were down 0-3, and you still had Connor Thomas in his lineup, or had lost him in his lineup, and you asked some questions about Latavius Murray and stuff. Yeah, we got that one. I think it was just caught up in the traction here.
In the track. The Recovery 716 again. Someone in my league offered me Mixon and a bacon cheeseburger for Zeke. What's the craziest collusion story you guys have or have been a part of? LOL. A bunch of guys, a bunch of friends that I've been with since high school and college. We have a football league and a baseball league. And one time I saw a baseball trade made and a football trade made between the same person, but it was a crap trade. One superstar was going to the team in one team in baseball, and one superstar was going to the other team in football. That was the biggest one that I've seen in my life.
That's a pretty big one.
Kenny Wong, pick 2, James Robinson, David Johnson, or Montgomery in a PPR. David Johnson and Montgomery for me. I like Robinson, but the other two guys, we've seen a little bit more of a track record. Jake, what do you think?
Yep, I have to agree.
Jake, do you want to start semi letting it flow?
Kyle, I don't know how to semi let it flow. I mean, that may sting a little bit.
Do you want to flow through the super chats on your own? And then I'll jump to the Headliners Club when you're done. And then we'll go back to you afterwards.
I can do that. You may have to follow along, though, in case it drops to the bottom on me.
That's fine.
All right, here we go. Ready?
I got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's week 4 of the NFL season. And for the 4th time this year, we are getting ready to let it flow. We've gotten to 1,000 likes. We have 1,775 people in the chat right now. Jake, remember before the show and we said we wonder if all this crap is going to kill our views for tonight?
It didn't. People are here. People care. The headliner club is packed.
They showed out tonight. Appreciate everybody. So we're going to let it flow now. Jake, are you ready?
Give it to me.
3.
The countdown, Kyle.
2, 1. Let it flow.
JB, would you trade Russell Wilson and Curtis Samuel for Lamar Jackson and Adam Thielen? No, there's no way I'd trade Russell Wilson for anything right now. Mr. Punch, hey guys, remember my no RB team? Sorry, I really don't. I only had Ingram and Mack to start the season. I flipped Julio Ingram for David Johnson, Montgomery, and also flipped Kupp and Corey Davis for DeAndre Hopkins to pair with Hill in a 12 team. What you think? I think you severely upgraded your team because obviously you had no running back depth if all you had was Ingram and Mack. Way to go, Mr. Punch. Orly, half PPR, flex spot, Hunt, Ingram, or Jefferson. I'm still going with Hunt there. I'm not too worried about the groin injury. Robert Williams, flex Bobby Trees or Gurley in PPR. He really needs the W. I think Bobby Trees is your safer bet here this week, Robert. Chewy, Montoya, Henry or Higbee. Still going to have to go with Henry. The volume is still there. PPR start 3 of the 5 between Moore, Chark, OBJ, Slayton, and John Brown. I'm going with the first 3 that you listed there. Moore, Chark, and Odell Beckham. Serbia or something like that. Jay Robinson, McKinnon, Gaskin, or Henderson need 2. 1, 2. So we're going to get rid of 2. I'm going to actually go with James Robinson and Darrell Henderson here. Never thought I would be saying that week 4 of fantasy football. Llama 271, pick 1 receiver and flex Fuller, Beckham, Hollywood Brown, Mixon, or McKinnon. So I have to pick 1 receiver and 1 flex. For the receiver, man, I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Odell Beckham for right now as my receiver. And for my flex play, I'm going with Mixon. If he's ruled out, then I'm gonna transfer over to McKinnon. Isaiah PPR, here we go. Marvin Jungle Juice Jones Jr. Wow, that was a tongue twister. Or Greg Hope. You get a win, Ward, as a wide receiver 2 in PPR. He is flowing with the nicknames tonight.
He is.
I think he is overdosing on pizza rolls at this point. Right now, Greg Ward is the safer option in a full PPR. If you want to gamble, if you need to gamble based off your opponent, then you go Marvin Jungle Juice Jones Jr. Nova Wolf 01, need first win, PPR. Gage, Cole, Landry to go with Woods. Eckler, David Johnson, Gaskin for running back and flex. Hurst over Ingram. Okay, a lot of questions here. Need first win. PPR, Gage, Cole, Landry. So we're going to pick one of those to go with Woods. They are all boomer bust. Give me Gage as of right now and cross your fingers. Eckler, David Johnson, Gaskin for running back and flex. I like that option right there. Keep those 3 there. Hurst over Ingram. Yes, I do that. Baltimore's defense, Lutz is your kicker, and Lamar is your quarterback. You should be good to go with the rest. Dylan Swain, Carson, Henderson, Thielen, Galladay, Parker, Gage need a running back 2 and 2 wide receivers and a flex. So for a running back 2, I'm going to go with Darrell Henderson right there. For your 2 wide receivers, I'm going with Galladay and Parker. As your flex, if you want to play it safe, you go Carson. If you want to gamble for that higher upside, you go Thielen. Paris Ellsworth, pick 2. Miles Sanders, Mike Davis, and Rojo. Miles Sanders for sure. Man, am I going to pick Rojo on a stream, Kyle? I don't know if I've ever really done that in a let it flow time. But I still think if this is a PPR, I'm going for Mike Davis. Full PPR, Mike Davis. Anything else, give me Rojo. Chris says, what up, guys? Would you flex MVS or Ward? COVID killing my lineup. You dang right, Chris. Killing tons of lineups out there. Right now, if this is a PPR league, also, I'm going to lead towards Greg Ward. Anything outside of full PPR, so it's half PPR or standard, that's when I go towards MVS. Brian M., Chark or Gaskin in the flex. Right now, I'm still going with DJ Chark. Nigel Ewing, need a running back stream. All of them are injured but Mixon. Full PPR, Murray, Hines, Burkhead, Hill, or any other suggestions. Out of the ones you have listed, roll the dice on Latavius Murray and hope that he can find the end zone right there. I don't know if you're going to have any options further down the list than that. Burkhead, I mean, we can't trust with the whole issue with that team. Brian Hill's going to still split the backfield touches with Gurley, and Hines is up and down. Give me Latavius Murray. Matthew Cooper, yo, Jake and Kyle, thanks for all the videos this season. Y'all are the best. Thank you, Matthew. In a half PPR, should I start Gage or Beasley? Right now, me personally, I'm going with Beasley. I feel more comfortable with Beasley here this week. Rosetown Romper, pick 2, full PPR, Woods, Henderson, or Boyd. I like all 3. I would love to start all 3. If I have to sit one, it's going to be Boyd, but it doesn't make me happy. Isaac Junovich, dropping 5 just to get my last name right. Well, Kyle, hopefully I got it right because you must have gotten it right earlier. I probably did not. Junovich. Let's see here. Jason Dale, got Thielen and Slayton as my locks because I have Juju out. Edwards out. Sutton on IR. Tyreek Hill. Mecole Hardman.
Oh my gosh.
Who could be postponed, leaving Keelan Cole as my wide receiver 3. Play him or chance it with Hill. Honestly, right now, I can't trust anything to do with that other game with Kansas City and New England. I roll the dice with Cole, and I'm upset about it. Isaiah again now. See Kyle's video saying Baker on the waiver is a good pick. Jake's saying no start, so he doesn't know what to do. He's totally confused at this point. Teddy B, Mullins, Herbert, stacked with Eckler, or pray for the Bake Show of 20 points. I don't hate Baker Mayfield. The reason he's a sit for me is because that they're so reliant on the running game, he's not having to throw as much. Gives him a safe floor, just doesn't give him that ceiling. With this, though, I'll go with the Bake Show still because I still think he's playing great because they're not having him do too much with it. So, yeah, roll with the Bake Show. Eduardo Trujillo in a standard league, pick 2 flex, Josh Kelly, John Brown, Cole Beasley, or Russell Gage. Personally, I'd play a little bit safer. I go Josh Kelly and Cole Beasley if it's me. Rock out, Gage or Mo Alley Cox in a full PPR flex. Oh, man, I hate flexing my tight end. I haven't had to do that very often.
I love it.
Personally, I want to gamble on Gage, but it's a gamble. If you can't afford that gamble, then you go with Mo Cox, no problems. Brotato Chip Gaming. What's going on, Brotato Chip? I had James Conner in the flex, but he's out this week. I have Greg Ward, Latavius Murray, and Robbie. Do I pick up one of those guys or go waivers? Personally, if it's me, I just roll with Greg Ward and the volume that he should get there. Especially if this is a PPR league, I think it really helps out and gives your roster a solid play. Angel Alinas. Appreciate you guys. I'm 3-0. Should I risk starting Ridley and Chris Carson, or should I start Kupp over one or the other? Personally, if it's me, I start Kupp over Ridley just to be a little bit safer.
Don't
Jason
say the
Dale.
next one. Jason Dale, appreciate it. Good dub.
Okay, I don't know what it's about, but you do. Adam Walker. Hey, Jake and Kyle, have a question about wide receivers. Who would you play, Beasley or Cobb or Hollywood Brown and Chark? For the first one, Beasley or Cobb, I'm going to roll with Beasley. I still think he's slightly safer. Hollywood Brown or Chark, I'm going back to DJ Chark. I think he's got the higher upside, the more consistent play there in Jacksonville. Andrew Urigolin. Sorry if I totally butchered that, Andrew. David Johnson or Galladay for flex. Kamara, Jacobs, and Ridley Woods already as starts. Personally, if it's me, I flex David Johnson and I put Galladay in for Ridley, if it's me, personally. Just because of the injury. Isaiah is just killing it tonight. He is on a roll. Drake would love to see that happen this week. Should I swap him out for Jacobs or Singletary or Jacobs and Ridley in the flex? Personally, I'm not going to risk it with Ridley. I would go with whatever the running backs you could get there, Jacobs or Singletary. I would put either one of those guys over Ridley as of right now. I think they're a little bit safer. Carlos Rodriguez, I traded Justin Jefferson for A.J. Brown. Who won? You did, but just not this week. Rosetown Romper, do I play any Chiefs this week or sit all of them? Me and Kyle, personally, we're sitting them this week because that game is so up in the air.
Do you need to tag me in?
I don't know yet. I'm in the zone right now, Kyle. Don't ever interrupt me again. Glenn Register, flex in the standard, Mixon or McKinnon. As of right now, McKinnon may be slightly safer, but wait until we have word on Mixon before kickoff. Just pay close attention to it. Right now, I'm still leaning Mixon. Louis Alcantar, I just got a trade offer. I will get David Johnson for Montgomery, yes or no? It's kind of a toss-up. They're going to be similar rest of season. I don't hate it. I would probably say yes. Praya Voraganti, CeeDee Lamb or DJ Chark. Why in a full PPR? Personally, I'm going to stick with DJ Chark. Not that I don't like Lamb, but he's having to share targets with a lot of people in Dallas. We saw Michael Gallup get going last week. If Gallup gets that same target share again, we could see slightly less from CeeDee Lamb if it's not a shootout. So yeah, I'm going with DJ Chark in a full PPR. Harold Sedano, silly question, but Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers? It is not a silly question because as of right now, I have Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback 4 and Lamar Jackson as my quarterback 5. How do you ever sit Lamar Jackson? I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't want to do it, but I love Aaron Rodgers' matchup this week. It's kind of up in the air, right? Because we just don't know about Devontae Adams. Lamar probably still a little bit safer. Mark Cleveland trade Mostert for Diggs. So you're trading Mostert for Diggs. Pick one, Preston Williams, Ward, or Renfro. So if I'm going to trade Mostert for Diggs, I only do that if I'm wide receiver needy. And if your wide receivers that you have to choose from are Williams, Ward, or Renfro, you are wide receiver needy. So out of those 3 that you have there, I go Ward and get Diggs if that's what all you got to work with. 1-0, we see you out there. We appreciate you. David Andrews, Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, and Keenan Allen. Gamble with Adams with one of the 2 or not? If so, pair with who? Thanks. So we got Adams, Woods, and Allen. Which 2 could we go with? I mean, it's a gamble for Devontae Adams being Monday Night Football. Personally, if you want to play it safe, Woods and Allen are great options once again this week, and that's who I would go with if you don't want to take that risk. Daniel Orton, Hunt, Gallup, or McLaurin for the flex. You only need 1. If you only need 1, the safest option there, Kareem Hunt, that's my choice. Let's see here. We got Jake. Hey guys, Darrell Henderson Jr. or David Johnson if Mixon doesn't play in a standard league. So we got David Johnson or Darrell Henderson in a standard. Man, let me check my rankings here. I actually got Darrell Henderson 2 spots higher. 2 spots higher for Darrell Henderson, but I don't dislike the David Johnson play this week either. Ratib, standard league, trade a running back for a stud wide receiver? Question mark. I would prefer to hold on to every running back that I could. Your current lineup is CEH, James Robinson, Gurley, Thielen, Woods, Debo Samuel, MVS, Landry, Justin Jefferson, and Le'Veon Bell. No, personally, I'm not trading one of your running backs. I would hold on to those 3 that you have because after that, it's kind of a crapshoot. Giuseppe, what's going on? Giuseppe in the house. Good evening, gentlemen. Full PPR, 2 wide receivers. Hopkins, Kupp, Galladay, or Boyd. Personally, I'm going with Hopkins and Galladay still. I'm not overly worried about Hopkins. I mean, I don't like that he didn't practice, but the way he trolled people today, I'm going with D-Hop. Let's see here. 2 running backs. Taylor, Sanders, and McKinnon. Sanders and Taylor. I can't go with McKinnon over either one of those guys. And the one flex out of the rest of them, I'll go with Cooper Kupp. That Cooper Kupp would be my flex. Denique. Sorry if I butchered that one also. Hey guys, appreciate your work. Much respect in my PPR league. RB2 and flex, Darrell Henderson, Antonio Gibson, Mike Davis, or Carlos Hyde. Give me Mike Davis and Darrell Henderson there. As tight end, Hurst or Ingram, definitely going with Hurst. Get yourself ready, Kyle, because I'm running out of air here. Starting to pass out. Team championship level or make some more trades. Josh Allen, Zeke, Sanders, Taylor, DK, DJ Moore, Chark, Kittle, Butker, Steelers, 12-man, no PPR with 4 IDPs, 3-0 so far. You're 3-0 for a reason. I love that team. I'm not touching it. That's championship level. Zaza, Chark, or Renfro. Do I start Hopkins? If I have to choose between Chark and Renfro, I go Chark. Should you start Hopkins? I would still start him this week. Go ahead, Kyle.
Stage 1, flex spot. Marvin Jones, Ayuk, Swift in a standard. And I'll go Marvin Jones for that touchdown upside in a standard. Mario Rio, start Breezer, Fitzmagic. I've got Fitzmagic with a whole lot of upside this week. I'd be willing to risk it if you need that upside. The Outlaw, forced to possibly play Greg Ward with CEH game possibly canceled. Renfro also on waivers. Which do you prefer out of Ward and Renfro in a PPR? I'll go Ward. You're going to see tons of volume. Bernardo Rivera, Joshua Kelly, or Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson has a lot higher upside for me this week. Project Boy 22 Able. I have Joe Mixon, but he's listed as questionable. Should I start Mark Ingram or Joshua Kelly? I'm going to roll with Joe Mixon over both of those guys. Obviously, if he's marked out, then you have to, at that point, switch up. Then I go with Joshua Kelly. I have Mike Davis as my second and Henderson as my flex in a PPR league. You could also move Henderson there, and if you have a wide receiver to flex, you could do that as well. The Ganimal, thin at running back. If Mixon doesn't play, should I stream Gio Bernard or start Gaskin? Go with Gaskin. Thanks, guys. Love the channel. Appreciate it. The Ganimal. Niferous. Starting Prescott, benching Jackson and Murray. Ooh, okay. All right. I see you out there. You got to go with what's comfortable. Really hard to sit Jackson, but Prescott up against Cleveland, you could do a lot worse. A poison pot for 2. I have James Conner and Keenan Allen. Trade them for Kareem Hunt and Galladay.
I mean, I don't hate it.
I mean, getting Hunt and Galladay, you're gonna have a little bit more upside every single week, I believe. Galladay definitely over Keenan Allen for me at this point, but James Conner, it's hard to trade a guy getting so much volume for Kareem Hunt who has to split volume right now. So personally, I probably try to hold off a little bit, but if you need some more upside out of your wide receivers, you can make worse trades. Tom Robbins in a half PPR pick 3, Hopkins, MVS, Fuller, Gaskin, and Woods. It's Hopkins, Fuller, and Woods for me. Jake Perez, full PPR, start 3, Julio, McLaurin, Boyd, Gallup, Chark, Anderson. Thanks, guys. If I have to start 3, it's Julio, but keep an eye on that. If we don't think he's going to play, then you've got to get Julio out of there, or you've got to get somebody else that you can get in since it's a Monday night matchup. So then at that point, McLaurin, I'm going to play him, and Chark, I'm going to play him. If you're not feeling Julio this week, putting Boyd in could be a lot worse. So throw Boyd in there if you're not feeling Julio and you're worried about him not playing this week. Troy Montoya, you guys missed my question. Henry or Higbee? We haven't missed any questions yet. For me right there, that's going to be Henry. I think you answered that, Jake. I remember you talking about these two guys.
Yeah.
PPR start 3, Moore, Chark, OBJ, Slayton, John Brown in a PPR. If I've got to start 3, Chark, OBJ, and more. Blunt Poppy Supreme. Hey, fam, what's going on, Poppy? Appreciate everything you guys do. Full PPR flex. Need one. Ingram, OBJ, Robbie Anderson, Hollywood Brown, or Allen Robinson. It's Allen Robinson for me. Oh, hey, guys, I need your help. I need 2 running backs. CEH, Mixon, Bernard, Gaskin, or Gibson. Thanks, guys. I'm going to put Mixon in. If Mixon is out, then it's Bernard, and then I'll go with Gaskin over CEH just because I'm not going to risk that game getting canceled. Krishan Barkley, should I start Marquise Brown or DJ Chark in a full PPR? It's Chark for me. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Lost Hill, Watkins, Juju, and Corey Davis, Fournette, and Phillip Lindsay. I need one to pick up. Cooks, Tate, Scotty Miller, Hightower, or Aguilar. I'll go with Cooks out of those. Robert Williams, flex, Gurley, or take a chance on Ridley playing. I'll still take a chance on Ridley playing. He seems like he's headed towards playing anyway at this point. So I will go with him. Anthony Mateo, full PPR, Boyd, DJ Moore, or Fuller at wide receiver, and Thomas or Toyin at tight end. I'm going to go with Toyin at tight end, and then a full PPR with Boyd, Moore, or Fuller. I'm going to go with Boyd. Zaza, Chark or Renfro, and should I start Hopkins? Chark over Renfro, and yes, I'm starting Hopkins. Surbaya, Josh Allen or Aaron Rodgers. Josh Allen for me this week is just a spot above Aaron Rodgers. And then McLaurin, Ayuk, or Cobb, it's McLaurin for me. King Prell, Slayton, Beasley, Ward, Sanders, or Jimmy Graham, it's going to be Ward. Charlie Ortega tossing out a 5-bomb. Appreciate you, Charlie. Driftcat, go safe with Gage or keep Edelman in my lineup. I'm going to go with Gage there. Pablo, Guardo, Miles Sanders or Malcolm Brown. Miles Sanders 100%. Charlie Ortega, David Johnson, or Kenny Galladay in a full point PPR. I'll go with Kenny Galladay for some upside there. Or I got Josh Jacobs and Kamara as my running backs, and Keenan Allen, Devontae Parker's for my wide receivers. Leave 2 out of the 6. No, Jacobs and Kamara you got to have in there. Allen and Parker for your wide receivers, that's fine. Flex in Galladay, I'm liking that. Mark Gorton, Schultz, Gesky, or Graham until Fant is back. It's Gesky for me.
Who's Gesky?
Oh, Gesicki. The way
I just want to make sure here.
It's like Anchorman. I'm just reading whatever's on the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Gesicki, Caleb Yarborough, full PPR, Chris Carson, Mike Davis, DJ Chark, and Will Fuller. Thanks. If I'm picking one, I'll run with Chris Carson. If you want to be a little bit safer, roll with Chark out there. Pav Sadav, Rodgers or Dak. I'm okay with going Rodgers this week. I don't mind Dak whatsoever, but Rodgers obviously is going to be throwing it quite a bit. The Gaminal, wide receivers, Ridley, Galladay, Boyd, Deontay, Moore, Cooks, Valdez Scantling, Ayuk. Who should try to trade for running back depth? Who should I target? Running backs mixed in. The Ganimal, it's really hard for me to try and give you that kind of an answer here on YouTube because I don't know any of the other rosters. At this point, you have Ridley, Galladay. I'm not trading them. More you could try to sell at this point. Since you've got Boyd, Deontay as well. So ask your league mates. Just tell them, hey, I'm thinking about trading more. Is anyone interested? And then see what kind of offers you can get in return. Juice Freeman, James Robinson, or Taylor Flex full PPR. Also have Kamara and Miles Sanders. Should I deal a running back to upgrade tight end or quarterback? I never trade for quarterbacks, 100%. Don't trade for a quarterback. You have Burrow. And Ebron and Tanyan for right now are absolutely fine. Keep the running back depth. All of these guys are just too good. And I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor over Robinson this week. Mark Cleveland, I have 3 running backs. Zeke, Eckler, and Mostert is their handcuffs. Galladay, Metcalf, Gallup, and Deontay Johnson. Trade Mostert for Diggs. Pick one. Jeff Wilson, Preston Williams, or Renfro. For me, Preston Williams has the most upside out of those guys, and I'm okay trading Mostert for Diggs if you need help at wide receiver. JR Scoop throwing out a $2 donation there. Appreciate you. Mr. Muggs throwing out a $2 donation. Appreciate you. McLovin, Jamarcus Russell, or Brady Quinn in a full PPR Superflex. I'll take Jamarcus Russell. Hopefully he can bulldoze one into the end zone. Benjamin Davis, sup, fellas? Thank you for your help. Full PPR, Chark or Fuller? It's Chark for me. Should I go Fitzmagic for the fear that Mahomes gets delayed? Yes. JR Scoop. PPR, J-Rob, Drake, or Singletary, and flex Gallup. I will play all 3 of those running backs and leave Gallup on the bench. Play 2 in your running back spot and then flex Singletary, Drake, or J-Rob. Austin Lewis, love the channel. Want to hear Jake some too, though. Jake just got done letting it flow. He was letting it flow for a few minutes. Straight. Sir Babayo, bacon wrapped asparagus or jalapenos. Thanks for all the help, fellas. Headliner Nation for life. I love some bacon wrapped jalapenos, 100%.
Yeah, Paris stuff them with cream cheese, though. Guys. Stuff them with cream cheese first.
Oh, yeah. Cream cheese in there, too. Much love. Half PPR flex, Mike Davis or Thielen. It's Thielen, 100%. Denzel Mim. Need to replace Edelman, Keelan Cole, Anthony Miller, or Golden Tate. Is there a different part to that question I can't see?
No. You have to replace Edelman.
Need to replace Edelman. Yeah. Cole, Miller, or Golden Tate. I gotcha. I'll go with Keelan Cole out of those options right there. Mr. Muggs, Tyler Boyd, or Mike Evans. I will go with Mike Evans with Chris Godwin being out. Let's jump over into the Headliners Club and answer some questions there as well. Golden Tate or Hunter Renfrow in a full PPR. I'll go Hunter Renfrow. First sign of relief so far. New England players tested negative according to Schefter. Yeah, no other positive tests yet. Boyd or Hilton? Boyd. Parker or Mixon? Parker if you want some upside. Olsen or Gesicki? It's Gesicki. Bobby Trees or Mike Davis? Bobby Trees. Breeze or Minshew? Breeze. Emmanuel Sanders or Randall Cobb? Randall Cobb. Justin Jefferson or Russell Gage? Justin Jefferson. Lamar or Allen? Allen if you want to be safe, but Lamar has always got that upside. Hey, guys, I need your help. Adams and Diggs in a standard league. I'm okay with rolling with Diggs this week if you don't want to wait on Adams, or you can't wait on Adams. Dalton Schultz or Mo Alley Cox? It's Mo Alley Cox. Boyd or Hilton? Boyd. Burrow, Minshew, or Fitzmagic? It's Burrow. Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers. Mixon or corn on the cob? It's Mixon for me. Olsen or Gesicki? Gesicki. Mullins or Herbert at quarterback this week? Herbert. David Johnson or Jonathan Taylor? Jonathan Taylor. Should I start MVS or Gaskin at the flex? I'm going to go with Gaskin if you want to be safe. Pick 2 running backs in a full PPR. Eckler, Drake, or James Robinson. It's Eckler and Drake for me. AJ Green or T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton for me in standard. Marvin Jones or Gallup. It's Marvin Jones. MVS or Gaskin. It's Gaskin. CeeDee Lamb or Robbie Anderson in a half-point PPR. CeeDee Lamb. Need to replace Cam Newton, Minshew Mania, Fitzmagic, or King Goff. Thanks, gentlemen. It's going to be Fitzmagic. OBJ or DJ Moore? OBJ. Chances that Naheem Hines scores 10-plus full PPR points. I'm desperate. Not great. Are we pulling Edelman this week? Yes, I am. Marvin Jones or Gallup? Marvin Jones. Love your show, guys. Need some help. Drop Ingram for Tanyan? No, I would still keep Ingram over him. Who should I start? Gaskin or Ingram from the Ravens? That's going to...
The Waverans. Who's the Waverans?
I think I need to tag you in, Jake. I don't even remember the question.
All right, perfect. Here we go. We got OBJ or DJ Moore. I'm still sticking with OBJ as of right now. Gaskin or Mixon? I'm going Mixon as long as he's good to go. Make sure you pay attention to those early reports. If he sits, then you're going Gaskin, obviously. Tanyan or? Depends who the or is. Fitzmagic or Mayfield? I got Fitzmagic a little bit higher. What about Chuck just saying thanks? Nope, thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it. Clifton Debo? Question mark? Well, Debo is going to be active. He's not going to have a full workload, though, so that's something to pay attention to. McLovin asks Kyle or Jake. We do this every week. I always pick Kyle, so then he'll turn around and always pick me.
Headliners over everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Us over everybody. Not just me and Kyle, the entire nation. What about David Johnson or John Brown for the flex? Going with David Johnson. Jonathan Taylor or James Robinson in a half PPR. Still going Jonathan Taylor, but I don't dislike James Robinson if you want to play it easy. I need 2 running backs, Mixon, Henderson, and Taylor. As of right now, Mixon's probably the biggest question mark. I'd just be safe and go Taylor and Henderson. 2 flexes, PPR, Carson Adams or AJ Green. Man, Adams and Carson, that's a lot of risk in one lineup, honestly, but we're talking about AJ Green, who's nothing but an injury risk. Personally, I just cross my fingers and I roll with Adams and Carson and hopefully hope for the best. Mostert for Godwin, question mark. If you're set at running back and you don't need Mostert, then sure, absolutely. But I'd like to have at least 3 solid running backs before I trade one that I can start on a weekly basis when he's healthy. Do I play any Chief at this moment? Daniel Eli. For me and Kyle, we're not. We're not taking that risk. We're looking for other options that just, it's up to you if you want to take that risk, though. Mo Alley or Gesicki? I'll probably still lean towards Gesicki by a hair. Rodgers or Lamar in a standard league? Jake, I'm still leaning towards Rodgers. I got him 1 spot ahead of Lamar, but I mean, I get it. How do you sit Lamar Jackson? You drafted him so high. You shouldn't have drafted him high because we told you not to do it. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, personally, right now I got Rodgers 1 spot higher. Hollywood or Gaskin? Gaskin's a safer bet. If you something you don't want to take a risk at all, then you go Gaskin. You want to risk it, then you go Hollywood. Hurst or Schultz? Still going with Hurst. Left nut or right nut for Islanders for life? I prefer to go with both nuts as often as possible. Tanyan or Schultz or Thomas in a full PPR? I'll go with Tanyan this week. DJ Chark or Robbie Anderson at a flex? I'm going to go with DJ Chark. Gesicki or Hawk in a standard league? I'm still going to lead towards Gesicki. CD or Gallup or Gibson in a flex in a half PPR? That's our boy Ju Young Kim. What's going on, Ju? Personally, I'd probably say in a half PPR, I'll go towards CD and hope for the best. Russell Gage or Hayden Hurst in a super flex also have Julio. Well, if you're starting Julio, I'd probably play it a little bit safer and go with Hayden Hurst. A lot of injuries going around right there that I don't know if you want all that risk in your lineup. McLaurin or Chark? I'm going Chark by a hair. McLaurin or Debo? I'm going to go McLaurin as long as he plays. Make sure you're watching those reports early in the morning. Josh Kelly or Adrian Peterson? Give me Josh Kelly. Mixon or DJ Chark in a half PPR flex? I probably lean towards DJ Chark and play it a little bit safer. Mullins or Herbert at quarterback? Herbert's throwing balls all over the place at this point. Give me Herbert. Gaskin or Ridley? Gaskin is going to be safer, but all signs pointing to Ridley playing, so I would probably go Ridley and take the gamble. Everybody else is gambling this week anyway. Boyd or Julio Jones? Boyd is a lot safer at this point. Ayuk or Ridley? I'm probably still leaning towards Ridley right there. Make sure you hit the like button because we have been talking nonstop for however many minutes it's been. Let's see here. Start Jackson or Allen at quarterback. Man, I have Josh Allen as my quarterback 2 this week, so I'm going Josh Allen. Let's see here. Trade Edwards-Helaire for Mixon and Galladay. You can get Mixon and Galladay by trading Helaire. It depends. You need to have 3 stud running backs, 3 solid weekly starts before I do that right there. AJ Green or Cobb in the flex? I still think Cobb is slightly safer. Full PPR, Will Fuller or MVS? Give me MVS. Devontae Parker or Keenan Allen in a full PPR? I like both this week, but give me Devontae Parker by a hair. Trade Drake and Juju for Eckler and Godwin. Man, if you can hold off and wait for Godwin, then I do that. It just depends how many wide receivers you have in the meantime until he gets back to full health, which is going to be a couple weeks. David Montgomery or Kareem Hunt? Got Kareem Hunt higher. Gaskin or Chark? Give me Chark. DJ Moore or Chark? Give me Chark in a full PPR. MVS or Renfro? Going MVS. Singletary or David Johnson? Got Singletary first. 82 minutes. We're kicking booty. Viper said, absolutely, thank you very much. I feel like I think I've taken 1 drink of water, so I almost said I haven't drank yet, but I think I did. I don't want to lie to you. Singletary or David Johnson? That's a close one. I got Singletary a couple spots higher as of right now. Cobb or Ayuk? Still going with Cobb. Jake looks like Christian McCaffrey with the Carolina Panthers helmet on. I will take that. I have been called worse. What about MVS or Renfro? Renfro is safe if it's a full PPR, but personally I'm going with MVS. Whew.
Okay, are we caught up on Super Chats?
Probably not.
Where was the last one that we read?
That is a great question.
McLovin said Kyle or Jake. Myron KB threw out a $2 donation. Appreciate that. Anthony Carrasco said, someone offered me Kenyon Drake for Deebo Samuel and Raheem Mostert. Did you get that one?
No, we also have to go back up because LJ, I think, is where we left off.
Oh, did we get Mr. Muggs, Tyler Boyd, or Mike Evans?
I think so because we said Mike Evans.
Okay. LJ, evening fellas. In PPR, I have Bobby Trees, DK at wide receiver, and Galladay at flex. Need 2, by the way, Mixon, Henderson, and Montgomery. Thanks as always. I'll start Henderson and Montgomery over Mixon this week. All Rise 99, pick 2, Amari Cooper, Boyd, Julio Jones, Kenny Galladay. Give me Coop and Galladay this week. McLovin, Kyle, or Jake. Like we said, headliners versus everybody. Myron KB throwing out a 2-bomb. Thanks so much. Anthony Carrasco. Someone offered me Kenyon Drake for Deebo Samuel and Raheem Mostert. PPR, is it worth it? I would take Kenyon Drake. CJ504, full PPR, Thielen, Diggs, or Cup in the flex. I have Hopkins and Ridley at 1 or 2. That's pretty good depth for a 12-man league. Man, I would trade one of those guys for a running back. In the flex, it's probably Thielen based on the amount of volume that he gets. Pablo Guardo, should I wait for Julio and Adams on Monday night as my 1 and 2?
Ouch.
Oh, man. If you
have
options
to take the ultimate
to replace,
risk.
yes. What'd you say, Jake?
I said, if you want to take the ultimate risk.
Whew, that's a big risk.
Yep. Risk it for the biscuit.
What?
We said got to risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit. Lawn Flamingo. Hey, guys, 2 questions. Trade Kelsey for Eckler and Mo Alley Cox. If you really need running backs, I'm fine with that. But if not, if you're good at running back, then I would just keep Kelsey. Start MVS or Renfro. MVS has way more upside. H Monster 206, MVS or Robbie Anderson. I'll go MVS there. Rosetown Romper, all Pat's tests came back negative. Thoughts now. Rosetown Romper, I'm going to get to it in just a minute. I just saw the text or the message on Twitter, so give me just a second. Myron KB, I'm starting Ronald Jones and Aaron Jones. Do I flex Jess Williams or Preston Williams? I'll take Preston Williams for that upside with the fit stack. Ace Unchained 26 was offered Melvin Gordon and Todd Gurley for Jay Mixon while already having Cook, Taylor, Gaskin, and Gibson. Should I take it? I would hold on to Mixon. You have good running back depth. You really don't need to add more with Gordon and Galladay, or excuse me, Gordon and Gurley. So at this point, no, I'll just hold on to Mixon and hopefully he bounces back. Okay, flex, Robinson, Davis, Carson, or Henderson. If that's Allen Robinson, I'll flex Allen Robinson. If it's not, then I'll go with Henderson. 1-0. Oh, wait. Do we have James Robinson over Henderson this week?
I got Robinson at 16, Henderson at 17, back to back.
Okay, so it's a coin flip for us. We're going to go with Robinson. 1-0. Thielen, Robinson, Julio, Boyd, Jefferson. I need 3. Thielen for sure. Allen, if that's Allen Robinson, then Allen Robinson. And then if you want to start Boyd over Julio, I'm okay with that. If you don't want to wait on Julio, that's fine. If not, if you have an alternate plan for Julio on Monday night, you can wait for him there. Ethan said that he's worried about Julio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. He feels more comfortable with Ridley than Julio.
Okay. Jason Dale, Wentz or Cousins or bench both? I would rather bench both and find somebody with more upside. If not, go with Cousins. The Cash Chand, hey boys, I got 4 quarterbacks on my team. Why? Get one. Drop one. You don't need that many.
No.
Fitz, Herbert, Foles, or Wentz. I'm starting Fitz.
Yep,
Jason King's throwing out a 5-bomb. Appreciate it, Jason. Giuseppe. Me again, gentlemen. What's going on, Giuseppe? I'm going to start calling you G-Dog. Non-fantasy related. I'm a Jets fan. It's rough. Curious what you guys think. Draft Lawrence or trade the picks for pieces for Darnold. More than likely you're going to draft Lawrence because if Gase can't turn this thing around, he's going to be gone and the new coaching staff is going to want their own quarterback. Enrique Jr. 66. Should I start John Brown over Edelman? Yes. Merciful Duke throwing out a 3-bomb. Thank you. Devin Chakowski. Got that name again. Denzel or Will Smith. You guys are the best. They're both good.
I mean,
I'll probably take Will Smith just because Men in Black is like one of the best ever.
Man.
And Independence Day.
Man on Fire with Denzel isn't one of my favorite movies of all time.
That was back in the 60s, right?
Shut up. You're a dick. You're a dick.
You're an a-hole, Kyle.
Yeah, totally hate
It's
you.
roll time. Had to give a little donation. You guys are tanks. Thanks so much. Appreciate it, man. Just being here and watching the chat is support enough. We appreciate that. The Chosen One traded Dak, OBJ, Le'Veon Bell for Diggs and David Johnson. I don't mind that, especially if it's only a 1 quarterback league. Wide receivers are Bobby Trees and Diggs, and running backs are Chubb, CEH, and David Johnson. Love it. All Rise 99. Boyd, Julio Jones, Jonathan Taylor. Pick one in a standard. I'll go with Jonathan Taylor in a standard without knowing what's going to happen with Julio. Okay, now let's get back to this real quick. Adam Schefter, when was it? 15 minutes ago, said all other Patriots tests have returned negative tonight, a source tells ESPN. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Jake and I have been the epitome, okay, of staying positive with all of this offseason. I even tweeted it earlier today and said, you can handle this one of two ways, okay? We can be responsible adults here and understand that there are good and bad outcomes from this and just keep the glass half full, or we can freak out and be super negative about it, okay? Being positive also means being realistic, okay? A week ago, one cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons tested positive and everything was fine. No other positive test. That could be what happens here. It could, but you have to keep in mind that this is also a quarterback that's in the huddle a lot more, that's gathered with other players, throwing the football to them. It might be a little bit different. Because of the breakout that we had in Tennessee, I think the NFL is on high alert right now. And the NFL and everybody else would probably want to be more cautious than trying to push this thing back even further. More than likely, they'll probably want to, worst case scenario, best case scenario, get this thing in Monday night or Tuesday night. But just because Cam Newton tested positive today and no other positive test came back tonight doesn't mean that tomorrow morning there won't be another one. It doesn't mean Monday morning there won't be another one. It doesn't mean that even Tuesday morning there wouldn't be another one. That's my concern here. If you decide I'm going to roll with Chiefs this week, and Tuesday morning, one more all it's going to take is one. And it could be from a coach. It could be from somebody in the locker room. It doesn't even have to be a player. If one more positive test comes back, I can see the NFL shutting this thing down, this game, not the season, sorry, shutting this game down and saying, we're pushing this thing back, because they don't want this to happen like it did with Tennessee. That's what I could end up seeing happening. That's why you're going to have to make a decision this week on what you want to do. And it's not a decision that Jake and I can help you with. We're giving you basically our thoughts right now on the process. You're either going to have to risk it and keep those guys in your lineup and hope no other positive tests come back, or you find replacements and just roll with them this week and hope for the best. If you're an 0-3 team and you have two Chiefs playing and you're going to possibly get spanked this week anyway by the best team in the league, roll with it then. Leave them in there then and just say, I'm going to have to roll then, because if I don't start them, I'm going to lose anyway. So I either don't start them and lose, or I start them and they don't play and I lose. Maybe that's what your team was. So no, Lance is gone. I'm not saying, I don't think the season is going to be canceled in any way, shape, or form. Even if things go absolutely crazy and they say, oh, timeout, and they stop the season for like 2 weeks and suspend all operations, they will be back. This season is going to happen. The rest of it, I don't have any issues with that. So again, that's my thought process on it. There's a whole lot of moving pieces here. It depends on how risky you want to be with your team this week. That's really going to be in your hands.
And don't forget, we had a similar issue with Major League Baseball a couple months ago, and people were like, holy crap, this is not going to work.
Yep.
And it's worked out just fine ever since. So we always stay positive, right? We've been positive here for months. We told people back in March, April, May, June, there's going to be football. Don't worry, we're going to have some fun with it. Just stay positive. The positivity is what keeps everybody going and makes it still enjoyable for everybody.
Right before we came on, Jake was like, dude, do you think all this craziness is going to keep, do you think we're going to get the amount of views, or do you think people are just going to check out of fantasy football? To see, at one point we had 1,720 of you in here tonight. So to see that is awesome. And we hope that part of what we've been doing this offseason with our positivity has rubbed off on this group, on this community. And that's why you're all here right now, because you're like, you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Things are going to be okay. I still want to play fantasy football. I saw on Twitter today that there was a lot of people like, no, I'm done. I'm not worrying about it anymore, blah, blah, blah. There's no reason to do that. Stick around. Let's play some fantasy football. There's enough stuff going on right now in our world that let's escape to fantasy football for a little bit.
Yep, absolutely. Plausible deniability says Mixon and Flex. Do I replace him with McLaurin, Hollywood, Kelly, or grab Greg Ward off of waivers? I don't know who you'd have to drop in order to get one of those guys. I think Joshua Kelly and Greg Ward may be slightly safer than Mixon. You want to make sure that you have that option ready to go, though, just in case Mixon is ruled out last minute. If he is, I probably, hedge my bet towards Greg Ward a little bit is where I would go. Jackpot Jackson, if you were in the NFL, what position would you play? I would love to play tight end. I mean, I'm 6'4". I can go up and get the jump ball in the end zone. I'm guessing that when I played football, I played defensive end. So I mean, I like to hit people more than I like to get hit, but that's personally what I would enjoy. I've never caught a touchdown, so that would be awesome. Let's see here. Leo Benjamin, J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson, Zach Moss, or Jeff Wilson Jr. Pick 2 for a full PPR. That's tough. Personally, I'm going to go with Jeff Wilson and Antonio Gibson. Moss probably won't see a full workload, still dealing with turf toe somewhat. J.K. Dobbins splitting the backfield with Gus Edwards and Mark Ingram. Just a big question mark, so I'm going Gibson and Wilson. Warren Danina. See you out there, Warren. We appreciate you. Says, should I keep Calvin Ridley in the lineup and wait, or sub in one of these guys, Higgins or Ayuk? Right now, I wait until the very last minute that I possibly can. And let's see here. Cincinnati. Yes, I mean, you're not going to have a whole lot of time. I mean, you're going to have to make up your mind whether you want to gamble. All signs are pointing to Ridley playing as of right now. If you don't want to take that risk, I go towards Ayuk if you don't want to take that risk. Personally, with everything going on this week, I'd probably roll the dice on Ridley unless you still think that you have a super solid chance and you just need that safer floor. Ayuk could help you out. Pablo Guardo. Thanks for all the info. Going to risk it with MVS this week. All right, perfect, Pablo. It's not a bad option to risk it with this week. Christopher William, Flex, Montgomery, Chark, Jeff Wilson, or Preston Williams. I don't know if this is a PPR or not. I think Montgomery may give you the safer floor. If you're looking for the higher ceiling and the gamble, then you go with DJ Chark. CJ504, no disrespect, but Jake gives me Seth Rogen vibes. We hear this every single week. I still don't see it. Other people that I live with don't see it, but everybody on YouTube sees it somehow. Albert Dutzik. What's going on, Albert? Appreciate it. Says, half PPR, only have Melvin Gordon, CH, Josh Kelly, DeAndre Swift. Should I trade DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, and or DK Metcalf, or any combination for a top 20 running back in a 10-team league? I probably would. I would not be opposed, and this sounds absolutely crazy to say, to dangle out there Chris Godwin. He's not 100% healthy. He's going to be out a couple weeks. Maybe there's a team out there that's willing to say, hey, I can let him sit for a couple weeks, and maybe they're a little bit running back heavy. Kind of dangle him out there, see what possibilities you have come back, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Mario S. Drop 2. So we got to get rid of 2. Hurst, Gesicki, Hines, and Swift has Taylor, J-Rob, and McCaffrey. I'm dropping Hines and Swift and keeping Hurst. No, you don't need both tight ends. I'd probably drop Hurst and Swift, keep Gesicki and Hines as of right now, being that you have Taylor. Hines kind of a little bit of a handcuff for you. Devin Chikowski back in the chat. It says, first fantasy question in a while, Jefferson or Landry? I really love Jarvis Landry. He's not 100% ready for game action as of yet, though. That offseason hip surgery, we told everybody about it months ago, said, hey, he's not going to be the normal guy. And now that they're a run-first team, he's a lot more boom or bust risky on a weekly basis. Personally, I think Jefferson may be slightly safer, but it just all depends. Hotel Kokomar. What's going on, Hotel Kokomar? Appreciate it. Says, number 1, should I propose a trade of Le'Veon Bell and Kareem Hunt for Joe Mixon? 2, should I propose a trade of Tyler Boyd and Kareem Hunt for Joe Mixon? The second trade of Boyd and Hunt for Mixon, I would not do. The first one of Bell and Hunt for Mixon, man, it depends who are your other starting running backs. If you have 2 more starting running backs that you can count on that are must-starts every single week, I'd probably take that gamble. If you don't have 2 other solid starts on a weekly basis, I'm not doing it because it's just too much of a risk and you're giving up too much depth. It really depends what you have on your lineup right now. Like I said, 2 solid studs, then yeah, I gamble and go grab Mixon as my number 3. Eric Cruz, love you guys. Says, keep up the good work, fellas. Appreciate it, Eric. Good to see you out there this evening. Jaeger Adams, Appreciate it. Graham or Cox, and McKinnon or Carson in a half PPR. Right now, I'm going to have to go with Mo Cox, Mo Problems. And if it's between McKinnon and Carson, I'm going to gamble a little bit and go Chris Carson here this week. Can I get a drink of water now, Kyle?
Get your drink of water.
All right, here we go.
Just a heads up to everybody. It's 10:40 right now. Our plan was to go till about 11 o'clock tonight, ish. Okay. We roll with what's going on. And then after that, we're going to do similar to what we did last week. And if you were around last week and you remember, what we did was after we got done here at 11, we took a 5-10 minute break, and then we hopped over to our gaming channel where I'll be running some Madden football tonight. Jake will be in the chat for a little bit answering some questions. I'll be answering some questions while I'm streaming. Just kind of a way to mix it up. So do me a favor, okay? Warren Denia says, love what you guys do every week. Thanks for the great advice. Appreciate you, Warren. Thanks so much for the donation. So what you should do is open up another web browser at the top, or another tab. Don't exit out of this one, and then search for Headliner Gaming. It's going to be a red symbol, a red controller symbol, and it says Headliner Gaming on it. Okay. Go to that, hit that subscribe button. And then when we get done here, follow us over there. Go hang out with us. I'm going to be playing some Madden. We're still going to be talking about fantasy football, answering your questions. So if you have more time tonight and you guys want to go over there, do that. After I get done, I think I'm going to have a super late stream tonight too, because I really want to play some Call of Duty later. So I'm going to play Madden for a while. I'll probably shut it down, and I'm going to play some Call of Duty later on after that. So,
and I just dropped the link to it in the chat. That's okay, the link to the other channel.
Jake just put a link to it. So click on that link. Can we pin it? Does it let us pin it?
Let me see.
Oh, it will. Can I do it?
No, you can't, because I already did it.
All right, so Jake just pinned it up there at the top. The pinned comment is the gaming channel. So click on that, go over, hit that subscribe button, and we're going to be over there in a little bit as well. Pablo Guardo says, can I get a shout out for my son, Aiden? Aiden, my man.
Aiden! What's going on, Aiden?
Aiden, brother. Okay. I hope all is well out there. Okay. I hope you're doing good. I hope school is going well. If you're in school, I don't know, but I hope it's going well if you are. Okay. Appreciate you and the Pops hanging out tonight and watching the Fantasy Headliners. Is it your birthday? Can I sing happy birthday?
No, don't sing it unless you know it's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
You don't want to scar the poor kid. I mean, we're just trying to give him a shout out.
So anyway, Aiden, hopefully you're doing well out there. Thanks so much for tuning in with your Pops tonight. Roker Corey, need 2 wide receivers. Ridley, Woods, Chark, Hopkins, and Galladay. That's Hopkins and Galladay 100% for me. Half PPR and opponent is starting Goff as quarterback. Thanks. Hopkins and Galladay just have way too much upside for me to sit them this week. If you're a little bit worried about Ridley and you don't know about Monday Night Football, play Hopkins and Galladay. Should I look to trade Godwin for a top 15 running back? I have Devontae Adams and got Julio in a trade last week. You can, however, I don't know if you're going to get one right now with the Godwin injury. You might have to wait that out. The recovery, 716 Ingram or Tanyan Harding. Everyone's coming up with their own nicknames. Isaiah started a trend. If you're worried, I mean, I'm okay with still going Ingram, but Tanyan is in a spot that he could absolutely smash this week. So he probably has a little bit more upside. Fishing with Phil, a $1.49 hot dog emoji is what he just
love that. I'm hungry. I would eat a hot dog right now.
Alex T, CMC and Carson for Elliott. No, I wouldn't do it. Team is currently 0-3. I got CMC last week after his injury for Gordon. My other running backs are Mixon, Drake, and Gaskin. Nope. I mean, I hold up.
I understand why you want to, because you're 0-3 and CMC is not helping you right now and Carson is hurt. So, I mean, I know you're trying to help your situation so you don't go any further in the hole. I think I hate to give up a 2-for-1, but I do think that as of right now, Zeke gives you a little bit of safe stability. You just have to realize that's going to help you out in the short term and hurt you in the long run. If that's the gamble you want to take, then you can. But otherwise, you're giving up 2 starting running backs for just 1.
Anna says, Jake, make sure to stretch your fingers and wrists before trying to keep up with the questions in the gaming chat. Hashtag
last week I got like carpal tunnel within like 5. I was typing so fast. You know that That part in Liar Liar with Jim Carrey where he's just like going like crazy. Like
That's
that
not
was
Liar Liar.
What is it?
That's Bruce Almighty.
Okay, that one. Yeah, that one too. Whatever way, he's going like crazy. There's a gif of it. That's what I think of. Like that was me in the gaming chat last week.
Chapstick 1972, Mixon or McKinnon in a PPR. I'm still gonna roll with Mixon.
Yes.
If he's out, then yeah, pivot. But Robzilla 723, 2 flex spots in a PPR. Slayton, Ayuk, Kelly, or Pascal. Ayuk for sure.
Kelly.
I don't like Slayton's matchup this week.
I don't either. I think Kelly's probably the next safest option.
Ian Mason, wanting to start Adams. Should I flex Gibson or Beasley and keep Gage on my bench in case Adams sits, or should I just go Adams and Gage? I like that. I actually like that process there. I would sit Gage for right now and see what happens with Adams, and if not, go with Adams. So Gibson or Beasley?
I'm going with Beasley. I still think it's a little bit safer.
Beasley's safer.
Yeah.
Gibson probably has a little bit higher of a ceiling, but Beasley is safer this week.
Yeah, Gibson's just got to worry about Baltimore's defense and which one shows up.
Yeah. John Devine throwing out a 2-bomb. Appreciate you. The CV Gun. What's going on, man? Just got home from a long day of work at Walmart. Just dropping in to say hello. What's going on? Brother. Thanks so much. And I just got to give a shout out real quick to all the people that are working at a Meijer, a Walmart, a Kroger, what are all the other places? Costco, Sam's Club.
Yeah.
All the people like that. Appreciate you. You all have been doing a heck of a job. Okay. Thank you so much for helping keep the country running for the last several months and keeping things safe in your stores. So appreciate all the work you guys are doing.
Yep, absolutely.
Vexo, the real one Fortnite. When Godwin comes back, can he still have a good year with Brady, or should I try to trade him for a different wide receiver one? If so, who should I be looking for? No, I think he can still have a great year.
Yeah. It's just going to be how long do you have to wait to get him back to 100%? That's the biggest question. But yeah, he can still definitely have a good year.
My nephew is trying to call me for some reason.
Oh, you want to talk to him live on the internet?
Oh, I can. Should I?
I don't know. Put him on speakerphone.
Should I put him on speakerphone?
He's probably not even going to answer now.
Oh, I muted it. Hold on.
Oh, don't mute it.
Mikey.
Yeah?
You're on the phone in front of 1,500 people right now. What would you like to tell me? Can you even hear them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can hear you. 1,500 people can hear you.
You're live on the internet right now. Say something smart.
Do you want to play Warzone?
I can't play Warzone right now. I'm going to be on a lot later tonight, but you should probably be in bed by then.
Okay.
All right. Tell everybody what's up, though. Say what's up, Headliner Nation.
What's up, Headliner Nation?
All right. I got to go. Bye. That's my nephew. His name is Mikey.
Awesome.
I'm surprised he's even up right now. I don't know what he's doing up. He's probably not supposed to be.
It's Saturday night. He can stay awake. Real quick, though, I wanted to let everybody know, too. Last week when we had everybody go over to the other channel, we gave away an autographed DJ Moore jersey to go over there. Just so you know, I have more jerseys to give away. Not going to be doing them every single show because I would run out of said jerseys. But we're going to start doing a lot of giveaways between these two channels and definitely trying to get that Headliner Gaming channel to 1,000 subscribers. Once it hits 1,000, then we can actually monetize that channel. So if you're able to help Kyle and I out, head over there, hit that subscribe button. We have it pinned there at the top.
Oh, yeah. We're at
600.
We're at 600 subscribers on the gaming channel right now. There's 1,495 people in here hanging out. Ruben, I'm not telling him he has to go to bed. I'm just saying I'm surprised he's up. Okay. I'm not forcing him to bed. Anyway, there's 1,500 people in here right now. Even if you don't love gaming, if you support the Fantasy Headliners, if you could just drop a subscribe button over there and check in every once in a while if you want to, or hang out or whatever you want to do, it's fine. But like that goal is 1,000. And like Jake said, we're going to be doing some giveaways and stuff like that. It's the next big project for us. I'm live on that channel like 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes playing some Warzone, playing Madden, things like that. And also, if you like I play with our subscribers as well. Like the other night, I played with 3 other guys. We hung out for a little bit, played some Warzone for a while. They hopped into the chat and they were like, dude, I'd love to play with you and run some games. And I was like, let's do it. And they hopped in and I added them and we did it. So yeah, if you guys can head over there, that would be awesome.
Where do we
Michael
leave off,
says,
Kyle?
since you're at 100,000 subs for the Fantasy Headliners, what's your plan now? Are you going to do a 24-hour live stream? I would die if I tried to stay up for 24 straight hours these days. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like we at the end of like a 2.5 hour stream, we are spent. I couldn't imagine doing 24 hours. What are the initial plans? Clear a space for the plaque that we're going to get right around in here. That's going to happen. But yeah, we're going to come up with something big. Having it happen right in the middle of the season, it's hard because we spend so much time producing videos. So we'll come up with something though.
I just dropped the. Some people said they couldn't see the pin chat. I just dropped the channel again there. So I just put it in the chat again. Some said that they couldn't see it.
All right. Did we get Chapstick 1972 with McKinnon, Cobb, or Cole? I don't think so. So we have McKinnon, Cobb, or Cole in a PPR. That one is tough. I probably lean, being that it's a full PPR, probably lean towards Randall Cobb in his ability to be involved in that offense. Cameron Matson, appreciate it. Carson or Mixon, guys? Both have injuries. Thanks. You're right. Both suffering from injuries. I'll take the guy who's actually producing right now. Give me Chris Carson. Justin Amat. CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson. I think Lamb may have the safer floor for you. Gives you the safer option here for the week. But if you're looking for the bigger day, you probably have to gamble on Justin Jefferson. Giuseppe says, Fantasy Headliner Nation, good news just came out. All other Pat's COVID tests came back negative. Yes, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. We just got to keep our fingers crossed, right? And anything can change on a daily basis. So, yep, that is good news for sure. Vexo, the real one, Fortnite. Thanks. Also, I managed to trade away David Johnson and Ridley for Derrick Henry and Galladay. Win or loss. That is a win. I will take Henry and Galladay over Johnson and Ridley, even though you're without Henry here this week. Fishing with Phil says Kyle still pounds wieners. That's been a joke for like 2 years on this channel.
I forgot how it originated.
I don't remember how it originated, but it was something that came up a long time ago. It has to do something with blind squirrel nuts.
Yeah, also. Blind squirrel nuts was probably before that. That was like my first major screw up.
Yeah, every blind squirrel nuts. Yeah, whatever how it was. Gixerman 11. Chark or MVS? Great matchup for MVS and Chark coming off injury. Any opinions appreciated? I think Chark is probably still a little bit safer. The higher ceiling, the ability for bigger points, though, is going to be MVS there Monday Night Football. Pablo Guardo. Sorry, Pablo. You're my boy still. What do you play on, PC, Xbox, or PS4?
PS4 for right now.
For right now, it's PS4, but we've already pre-ordered our PS5s. So that'll be in the near future. Eddie Oliva. Jefferson, McKinnon, Fuller, or Ayuk in the flex. Oh, Kyle. Jefferson, McKinnon, Fuller, or Ayuk?
Fuller for me.
It's a gamble, but if he's healthy, he's got that ability for the big game.
Mm-hmm.
So
his target share is insane right now, too. Like, he is getting so many targets.
Mucho targets.
Mucho grande targets.
That's right.
Lots of big targets.
Something like that.
Is that what that means?
I don't know.
What's lots in Spanish?
Mucho?
Is it mucho?
I don't know.
Is it many?
I think so.
I don't know. Whatever.
I think so. Let's see here. Artemio says Xbox all the way. Well, when you have PlayStations already, it makes more sense.
You know what? You're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to be wrong as well.
K Chu says this numerous times. Rojo. Hubbin looking good this week. Jake. Yep, I said it a little bit earlier. He's looking good because there's no Leonard Fournette to worry about and split carries with. Do not be surprised if there is a Keyshawn Vaughn sighting this week, though. But yeah, Ronald Jones is a much better start now that there's no Leonard Fournette.
The Notorious Bob wants some pizza. I have a lot of pizza in my fridge.
Yeah. Oscar says Mucho is correct, so I am basically bilingual at this point.
I'm not. I'm not.
You're not. You're
I
basically...
wanted to be different in high school because we had to take a year. We had to take basically 2 years of a foreign language. And I wanted to be different. I was like, everybody takes Spanish. I'm going to take French. That was a disaster. And then when I tried to go back and take Spanish because I couldn't take French too, I had to be in there with like all the sophomores. It was awful.
Yeah. I mean, we struggle at times just getting you to be lingual, much less bilingual. I mean, sometimes you struggle with the English language.
John Ohanian tossing out a 2-bomb. Thanks so much, John. Jeremy Karan, what do you think of Allen Robinson rest of season with Foles throwing? Keep him or trade him? I'm keeping him. I'm not changing. Heck, if he could be a wide receiver 1 with Trubisky last year, he can be a wide receiver 1 with Foles.
Agreed.
Jacob Hobbs, pick 2 in a flex. Debo, MVS, Gage, John Brown, Lamb, and Hardman. For me, MVS, Gage, and Lamb. Those will be the 3 that I'll run with. John Ohanian, 2 flex spots, Watkins, Gesicki, Debo, Ward. Which 2 in a PPR? That's going to be Gesicki and Ward for me. Krishan Barkley, McKinnon, or Hollywood Brown, flex full PPR. That's going to be Hollywood Brown. John Cornfield says Ayuk, Cobb, or Higgins in the flex. I'll roll with Ayuk this week.
Yeah, I think he's the safer option.
Merciful Duke, Julio, McLaurin, Edelman, OBJ start 2. That's going to be Julio. Where do I have McLaurin just a little bit higher than OBJ. If McLaurin is out, then I will go OBJ.
Yeah. That's just something you got to pay attention to early in the morning, though. I mean, they'll let him know, being that he's one of the early games on Sunday, whether he's going to be going or not, McLaurin. So make sure you're listening up for that.
And then also, too, I mean, you can play Julio, and then if Julio ends up being out, you can always just throw in Edelman, too, and hopefully they play. So you won't be completely left in the dust as of right now.
Yeah, there's options there, which is a good thing.
Act 5095, PPR flex, T.Y. Hilton or C.D. Lamb. I've got Hilton just a little bit higher than Lamb this week. But if you want a little bit more upside, then I'll go with Lamb. Also, running back 1, David Johnson or Todd Gurley. David Johnson for me. And tight end, Gesicki or Graham. That is Gesicki.
Yep, it's Gesicki for me too.
John Snyder and a half PPR. J-Rob, JT, Miles, pick 2, Monty or Singletary. So for the first question, if I have to pick 2, it's going to be Jonathan Taylor and Miles Sanders.
Yep.
And then between Monty and Singletary, oh boy,
I'll go Singletary by a hair.
I think I have Singletary a little higher too. I do. Yep, I have him just higher. So that right there. Xavier Caldwell throwing out a 5-bomb. Thanks so much, Xavier. Appreciate you. Ooh, what's this? E-Man, Kyle, please help before the stream. Lots of hearts emojis. Pick 3, OBJ, Parker, Hollywood Brown, Keenan Allen, full PPR. That's OBJ, Parker, and Allen for me.
I'm glad you caught that with all those purple heart emojis and everything.
Watchman, trade Hollywood and Devonta Freeman for AJ Brown. That's a tough one. Because I like Hollywood, and I think his upside is still right up there around AJ Brown. Freeman doesn't matter to me at all. I don't care about that. So it's basically like Hollywood straight up for AJ. I would probably take AJ Brown, but you are trading a guy that's healthy for a guy that's not healthy. So if you have the depth to get you through with no AJ Brown for at least the next couple of weeks, then I don't mind it.
Yeah, you have to have that depth though ahead of time.
Artemio Arvella says Art. Oh, we just call him Art. Okay. Yeah. Art, what's up? As long as you're not wrong in our lineups, LOL, a lot equals mucho.
Hey, we always do our best to be as right as possible.
And so far, we are right more than we are wrong.
Yeah.
Even though I did say Mixon was a top 3 running back this year. Rob G, Ertz or Gesicki? I've got Ertz just a little bit higher right now.
Yep, but I like both options. It's a win-win for you.
E-Man, I got you, but you better be over in the gaming chat in a little bit, okay? Or I will hold it against you.
Yeah, you will be, talked down to next week.
Mark Beckworth in a full PPR. Flex, Gaskin or Carson? I'll go with Carson.
Yep.
And then 2 tight ends. Mo Cox, Mo Problems, or Graham or Hurst. It's Hurst, Mo Cox, and Graham in that order.
Caleb Champlin says Fuller or Odell. I'm still going with Odell by a hair Odell. There. Stephen B, Mixon, Odell, Parker, Mike Davis. We can pick 3. So we go on Mixon, Odell, Parker, and Davis. Parker is going to be a must. It doesn't say if this is PPR or not. If it's full PPR, I don't mind Mike Davis and Odell Beckham there. If it's anything else, I'd probably go Parker, OBJ, and Mixon.
You know who I saw it in the chat a little bit ago?
No, I don't.
True legend.
He hasn't asked for feet picks for you for a long time.
He hasn't. That's
He's
why
moved
the other
on.
day on Twitter, when somebody tweeted that, he was like, I don't think I feel the need to say this, but apparently I need to. Stop DMing me for feet pics.
Yeah.
I responded to it and quoted it, and I said, this is weird because I openly ask for those.
Weird.
You got Mark Beckworth. We already did that. Steven Nidier. Running back emergency. Both Henry and Mostert are on my bench. Do I dare start McKinnon and Wilson Jr., or do I start J.K. Dobbins? Have is Madison and Burkhead. I would start Dobbins before I start Wilson, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. And we didn't get Mark Beckworth before that. That's where we left off. So he has a full PPR, one flex. Gaskin or Carson, we're going.
No, I said that because I said Carson, and then I said
you got it.
Mo Cox, more problems, Graham, in that order.
All right, cool. Then you got it.
I got it. PJ Erickson says thoughts on Mixon. Thanks, guys. I mean, right now he's listed as questionable. We're just going to have to monitor it and see what happens. I mean, there's not a whole lot we can do other than that. As far as the rest of the season goes, if you own him, you hold on to him because you're not going to get anything for him right now. So just wait, and hopefully the breakout comes and he performs in the second half the way he did last year. Malcolm S. got offered Julio and Le'Veon for Thielen and Connor. Already have Devontae Adams and Woods as starters 3-0. I want Thielen and Connor 100%.
Yes.
Andy M. Love you guys.
Love you, Andy.
I need some help. PPR pick 2. Debo MVS, Chark Watkins. I need upside. It's Chark and MVS.
Yep, 100% if you need that upside for it.
Justin Amadat throwing out a $2 donation. Appreciate you, Justin. Marcel Gonzalez, Singletary, Rojo, Wilson, need 2. That's Rojo and Singletary for me, 100%. Also pick from Jefferson, Ward, and Anderson for wide receiver 2. Ward is probably the safest.
Yep, I agree. He's the safest option there. If you want to gamble for the upside part of it, then I go Jefferson.
Alejandro says, can you guys check Patreon? Alejandro, I just posted a message on Patreon actually a little bit ago. It was down last night. I tried to get in there last night for a while, and it was down on our end. We couldn't get to anything. It even took me forever to post one of Chris Kennedy's articles because I couldn't get in to do anything from a creator standpoint. So I just posted something. We couldn't get in last night, and Jake and I had plans with our family all day today. We know you all are paying for those questions. We apologize, but some of that family stuff we have to put first at times. So we had to do the family thing today. Jake is going to be answering some Patreon questions tonight, and then I will be back in early tomorrow morning as well. We will get everything caught up. So if you're a Patreon member and you haven't had your question answered yet, I apologize. We are a little bit behind right now, but we will get to them as soon as possible. Don't worry. We will get you taken care of before kickoff.
Yeah, every question will be answered prior to kickoff.
Yes. Marcel Gonzalez, we answered that one already. Livingston Lynn says, I love you guys. Love you too, Livingston. All PPR, Drake or Taylor. Oh, Jake. I've got Taylor a little bit higher this week.
Drake
Barely.
or Taylor? I have Drake at 10, Taylor at 12.
Okay.
So we're just opposite.
Okay. So yeah. So it's a toss up. Drake to me probably has a little bit more higher upside this week.
Yep. Agreed.
And if Ridley doesn't play Cup or OBJ, it's Cup.
Yes.
And we're not giving up on Drake. He's still scoring over double-digit fantasy points per game right now. The ceiling just hasn't quite been there because Murray's been taking so many rushing touchdowns, but you just got to, just got to ride with it for right now. Things will get better.
And don't forget, there was no preseason this year. We've gone through 3 games, which is basically like a preseason. Don't be surprised if some of these guys who have underperformed for a few weeks start to finally pick it up a little bit.
Steven Niter says, this is for my horrible spelling. Sorry. Appreciate it, Steven.
You spelled that
Drake
right.
Coleman, some say to trade away Gurley for Mixon. I think not. Look at their next 8 games, Gurley over Mixon. I get that. I understand why you'd be down on Mixon right now.
Yeah, I don't dislike Gurley. I think Gurley's kind of similar to Kenyon Drake, right? He's going to be right there around those 10 points or so here to start the year. Give it an opportunity. He's not killing you. He's just not he's in running back 3. That's what he was all offseason, right? We told everybody that Gurley in the 3rd round was a great thing because he's just a safe flex play with a safe floor on a weekly basis. It's kind of what he has been here so far. So, yeah. What are we laughing at now?
People in the MVP chat are making fun of me because I teach public speaking, but I don't talk well myself.
Well, that's a question. That's a problem.
I hate you guys.
Yes.
And then Upside's going to put 500 questions on Patreon and test the promise they just made.
Yeah.
I'll ban you.
Yeah, I will straight kick you out.
Did you
Straight
answer
kick-
Andrew O'Connell?
No.
Andrew O'Connell, love the show, guys. Love you too, Andrew. I swear people are just putting love in here now because they want me to whisper to them.
I don't think that's it.
I think it's that. Who wants me to whisper to them? Let me know. With Cam out this week, should I still roll with Edelman in my flex or take the risk with Jarvis Landry or Brandon Cooks in PPR? I'll roll with Landry over Cooks in PPR, and I will do that over Edelman.
Yep. Agreed.
Justin Amat, Chiefs D since Cam is out. Other than that, I have the Cowboys D. No, roll with the Cowboys D because if that game gets pushed back, you're not going to have anybody.
Zev, our boy Zev Englander in the chat. What is going on, Zev? How are we doing? I see you out there, Zev. I see you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do now, okay? The party is not stopping. We're just going to take it. We're just going to take it and move it. Oh, everyone's saying whisper.
Don't whisper this part, though. This is important.
Hey, I love you all, Headliner Nation. Straight out of Visa says, love me.
Wow.
Okay, this is what we're doing. We're gonna move the party over to Headliner Gaming. There is a link that is posted as the pinned link. Okay, you can see it at the top of the chat. Correct, Jake, or is it the bottom?
It shows on the top of mine.
Okay,
and that's what the logo looks like. It's a little red controller.
Yep. Go over there, hit that subscribe button. We are gonna go live in about 10 minutes or so. So for the after party. Okay, we're going to be over there. I'm going to be streaming some Madden 21, playing that. Jake is going to be in the chat answering questions. I'm going to be answering questions as well. So we're still going to be answering fantasy football questions. So do us a favor, head over to Headliner Gaming, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be live here in a few minutes, and then we'll hop all into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen?
Yep, and I just put the link again here in the chat.
There
so
it is.
That's where you can go find us. It's time to just go over there and hang out and chill and relax a little bit, enjoy a little bit here, some Saturday evening fun. So that's where we're going to be headed. So make sure you click on that link, go over there, subscribe to that channel. Give me and Kyle enough minutes to go fill up our waters and use the restroom. And then we will be over there. I'll be in the chat. Does that mean that we're taking our shirts off? No.
For the right donation, I'll do anything.
Wow. I don't even know if people are going to go now.
Justin, to become an MVP member, all you got to do, the link in this video down below in the description of the video, there is a link to Patreon and you can go over there and become an MVP, Justin.
Yep. And I mean, we got Discord channels that you're a part of and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we got all of Dr. Ethan's injury updates. Everything goes in there live. All breaking news updates. Everything happens through Discord. So that's something you can get through Patreon.
Oh my God. We have 666 subs over there. Someone else said, I'm not going live at 666.
Yeah.
Someone else has to hit that subscribe button.
I don't want 666. That's bad. But hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight. We had 2 hours of streaming, tons and tons and tons of fantasy football information that we have talked about and discussed. Kyle and I love doing this stuff, right? We love interacting with you guys. We put out 11, 12, 13 videos a week, but this is something that we get to actually talk to you guys and get to know you guys, and that's what it's all about. I mean, anybody can go watch a YouTube channel, but you don't always get to interact with the community like this. That's what we're really building here, is the community feel. It's not just a channel for you to go watch. You're involved in this channel. If you haven't watched the end of I know I say it in a lot of my videos, Kyle mentions it too, you're not going to agree with everything that Kyle and I say all the time, and that's totally fine. We all should never agree. If we all agree, something is wrong in the matrix. You know what I mean? So we're going to disagree. But if we work together as a community and come up with the best possible rankings, hey guys, I just heard this. Have you heard it yet? No, I haven't heard it. Sharing information, helping each other out, that's going to help all of us become successful. Not just a couple guys sitting here in front of a camera and telling you what you should do. That's not what this is about. That's not what it's ever been about. So we want everybody to be involved here. That's what that's what we strive for. So we greatly appreciate everybody's interactions here in these chats. Isaiah still out there throwing out donations. Isaiah, we greatly appreciate you. MV Bless. I got it. I see instead of MVS, MV Bless. Or Greg, hope that's not a contagious ward for my wide receiver too. Isaiah, if it's a PPR, a full PPR, I'm going to go with Greg Ward. Anything else, I'm going with MV Bless. But yeah, head over to the gaming channel. Give me and Kyle about 10 minutes or so. We'll be over there. I'll be in the chat answering questions. Kyle's going to be playing some Madden. Hopefully he plays better than last week, because last week it was a little bit iffy.
I got on a soapbox and I had a heart-to-heart with the people that were listening, and then the crap just went crazy.
But yeah, that's where we're going now. Head over there, hit that subscribe button. We'll be hanging out there probably for a little bit here this evening. Looking forward to it. We greatly appreciate the support from all you guys. Hopefully you enjoy these live shows. Good luck tomorrow. If you don't go over to the gaming channel, we still appreciate your support, and good luck in your matchups. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Just be prepared for whatever may happen here this week, but we got you covered. We'll be here again next week no matter what happens, keeping it positive and enjoying the nation.
Love you, Atlanta Nation.
And before he whispers anymore, we're going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you later.
Bye. Love you.